Another morning, folks. Notice a few changes on YouTube there. Not too much hoopla. Popeye's been kind of shutting down a little bit on his simulcast, although could be possibly doing one this morning. I don't know. Not much to talk about, old Frankie boy here. No, no. Oh, all these blows that I give, and I don't mean that kind of blow, that I'm giving all the trolls. They don't know what to say anymore. Diploma on its way, proving I'm taller than Barry, proving there's no set resolution, and the list just goes on and on and on and on. They're all stymied. They're all stymied. And good morning, whoever you may be. I'm going to hold off on the tea, I think, a little bit here. Why should I do that? Okay. What a glorious, glorious morning to be alive. Remember, you gotta accent the positive. I'll spare you the singing. It's too early in the morning to sing. Good morning, sunshine. Okay. No, I just can't help it. I'm a songster. I don't know, maybe in another life I was a vaudeville person. I don't know. How do I keep such a positive attitude? So much adversity out there. So much adversity. It's never stopped me. The trolls don't like that. They don't like that at all. Can't keep a good man down. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Had a fairly good sleep. All is good in the world, I would say. Got to make another trip to Cebu next week. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. The lovely Cebu. Oh, I got to take advantage of the cool temperatures this early. I don't normally want to get on an exercise machine this early, but you know what? Fuck the excuses. I'm done. Done with excuses. Not to do this and not to do that. You're basically fighting for your life. When you become an old codger like me. It's funny, I don't classify myself as such, really. But that's the attitude that you need. You know, you're going to be real old if you act old, like people like Robert Clausen, people like that, Then you're really going to be old. Then it's all over. It's done. It's a done deal. Till the day I die, I'm just going to be who I am and not what my age is. Yep. I got another birthday coming the end of next month. Yeah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay. Where am I going with this broadcast? Nowhere. It's a free-for-all. Just celebrating a brand new day to wake up. And that don't matter what age you are. You should celebrate every morning you wake up. And feel grateful that you're able to wake up yet to another beautiful morning. That's the kind of attitude you got to have on here. You got to be positive. Accent the positive. Could be worse. And for a lot of people, it is worse. Think about it. Yeah, it's pretty much becoming pretty much a routine that I'm doing these morning shows. It's really by choice, not by necessity. I think one of the reasons I still do my shows, I think it really has to do with reinforcement. And it has to do with reinforcement of your life here in the Philippines, reason for being here, uh, having the ability to talk about it and to express yourself, which, when that's what this channel, we're going to go back to my original name, which has always been My Philippines Interest, because it's not anybody else's Philippines Interest. It's My Philippines Interest. So we're going to reclaim the name. It's never went anywhere. Just haven't used it, really. Many have tried to duplicate, but they failed. There's only one My Philippines Interest. That's it. That's it. Number one. Number one. Forgot to do that this morning. I'm not sure if I could make a name change because I've done it a few times, so sometimes they make you wait a week or so. But we will be back to My Philippines Interest. No question. Be done deal. People have tried to duplicate, and they tried to hate. But I'm not like that annoying gnat that they can't get to stop from flying by their nose. Remember, I'm here because you're there. Nothing's changed. John Smith. I'm assuming you're Australian. Let me take a wild guess at that. John Smith. Now, wait a minute. John Smith. Didn't you try to put your name on a petition, Mr. John Smith, against me? Come on, spit it out. John Smith. You might as well call yourself John Doe. I saw your name on something. I certainly did. Such a generic name, John Smith. Get a little bit more creative. A little more creative. Oh, okie doke. Maga Bulunga. What the hell? What the hell? Maybe this is a good time to go on a machine so I could kill my time. I don't know if it's too early to jump on the treadmill. I don't know. I could do that. I get lazy like anybody else, Them bones ain't the same as they used to be. Them bones, them bones, them bones, them bones, them bones, them bones. Wrong number there, mate. Okay. If you say so. Okay, we're gonna have a little fun. Who's taller? Is the guy with the blue shirt on the very right, is he taller than the guy in the middle? A simple yes or no. I like having fun with this. I'll push something for a while just to get a little satisfaction from it. But who's taller, the guy with the blue shirt with the white stripe on it, or the guy in the middle? Quickly, 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 quickly. Come on, observation. No one really gets me. I mean, in a positive way, On social media, people try to find a reason to attack you, but they can't substantiate anything. Nothing. Then they make a fool out of themselves. Then they go silent for a little bit. Oh shit, he proved he actually is taller than Barry after all. But they've known that, of course. They're just pulling my chain all the time, but... Oh, there's a whole list. Oh, Frank doesn't have a bachelor's degree, never went to college, never accomplished anything in his life. That, of course, coming from a lot of people that maybe have not really accomplished much in their life. See how that works. Then when I prove them wrong, it's like, oh shit, we got to find a way to turn this around. We can't have Frank be right, because that's where we get our material from, by saying that Frank can't do this, didn't do that, never did that, never had that. But then when you present evidence in front of them, it's like crickets, silence. It's got to be the hunchback, LOL. There you go. There you go. So who was taller, me or the hunchback? No, he really is small. I think he was probably picked on all his life. I think when it comes to this guy, he's been picked on and bullied all his life, and then of course what happened with his dad to him and all that shit, really sent him over the edge. That's why he became so bitter. Yeah. But then when you got the small man complex and all that shit, you know, I'm perfectly happy with my height. I'm not a tall guy, but I have no problem with it at all. I have no problem with it. I don't walk through the street and I'm so small that somebody says, gee, that guy is really short. And they might do that with Barry, but no, man. 5'7" whatever. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that height at all. You're not a midget and you're not a tall man either, You're somewhere in between, but I have absolutely no problem with my height. Shit, I can buy clothing that fits, and on and on, you know. I accept what my height is. To me, that's normal to me. May not be normal to some people, but that's normal to me. I don't have a problem with my height. Never did. I think the ideal height, though, on a man, let's say about 5'10". 5'10". I would say that's these days anyway, I think that would be like a decent height for any man. 5'10", it's a fairly good height. You're not really tall and you're not really small. I think 5'10" is a pretty good number. Would you say? Yeah. Well, there you go. Just mentioning 5'10", look at that. I'm 5'10", and I'm considered short to a 5'11" person. Nah, you're not short at all. 5'10" is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with 5'10". I was just saying, 5'10" would be an ideal height. But what are you going to do? Put yourself on a stretching machine and try to stretch your body out? No, it ain't going to work. I've accepted my height. I never had a problem with it. Actually, as George said on Seinfeld, it's shrinkage, Well, it is shrinkage, actually, because the truth was I've always been, up to a certain point in my life, I was 5'8". Right? A tit's hair. It was a tit's hair to 5'8". But it's about 5'8", a tit's hair, very small. And through the years, you get shrinkage. You get shrinkage. As your bones, there's a lot of, you've got your disc space that goes on. And I happen to have a touch of scoliosis, so there you go. Who knows? Maybe I was once 6 foot. I could say that, but don't mean it's real. I've never been 6 foot, never will be. In fact, I probably expect a little bit more shrinkage as I get older. Who knows? It is what it is, man, you know. Height don't mean shit. I know. Look, I mean, I don't have a problem with my height. I have no problems at all. Some people seem to have a problem with it. I'm not sure why. I really don't know why. Then you got these big galoots out there that are over 6'5" and shit. Well, I'll tell you what. That is not really advantageous for so many damn reasons. Trying to find clothes that fit, you're going to get a lot more joint problems, especially if you're carrying a lot more weight along with the height. They don't generally live a long time. Generally, people over 6'5" and above, they don't generally live the full longevity of what they would normally be able to live a life. That's a fact, and you got Google, you can look it up, you can do whatever you want. But truthfully, yeah, it's they got more problems than most people shorter. There's a lot more weight to carry around too, especially if they're actually, pretty hefty in size, Yeah, it's a fact. I mean, I only present facts on here, folks. I don't come up with a bunch of fucking bullshit. Especially living out here, a lot of Filipinos are pretty short, but not all of them. I've seen some big-ass Filipinos. Okay. Gonna get my teacup. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. This is my handle. This is the spout. See, I had that sense of humor with Gilder. She's so used to my sense of humor. Those that don't have a mate, I don't know, man, what to say about that. She seen I was up in the morning. She puts her arm around my head and she holds my head, and that's what it's all about, She acknowledges that I'm up and she's up, and I mean, that's what it's all about, man. I think a lot of people take things for granted. I don't. I really don't. I don't know where my life was going to turn up, from when I lived in New York all the way to here. And each place that I lived, it was always an adventure. I was spending a good amount of time, actually, in places I've lived. I mean, there weren't short stays. New York, of course, born and raised. About 28, I think I popped out of there around that time, I think. And then, of course, I made my way to the Great Pacific Northwest. Lovely place. And we're talking like 25 years, I guess it was. 25 years there. Then, of course, Hawaii, something like, 14 years there. Not a bad run, what you say? I mean, and I happen to live in incredible places. I mean, come on, New York, one of the greatest states, really. And then the beautiful Pacific Northwest, who could beat that? Then, of course, Hawaii, and how many people get to live in Hawaii? Not many, especially these days. I mean, it's almost impossible with the economy and how expensive it is. It was expensive for me when I lived there, but I made do, I made do. And no, I never got food stamps there, nothing like that. Though probably 45 or to 60% of the population on my island were on food stamps, and that's how Safeway and those stores survived. And of course, the marijuana industry is what actually pushed the economy there. If it wasn't for the marijuana industry, people wouldn't be buying cars and everything else that drove the economy on this island. And you'd have to live there to understand this and know this, and I certainly lived there a long time. I've seen it all. I've seen DEA helicopters come over people's property and taking all the marijuana, or they spray it with this black liquid, which makes the marijuana crop, worthless. I've seen all that shit. I've lived among the locals, deep in the neighborhoods, deep in the hood, in places where most tourists, they don't get to go. And all they see is the so-called aloha that the merchants give them, to make money, of course. They want to keep the Hawaii image going, like it's this great, wonderful place that welcomes you. They do welcome you. They absolutely do. But they say, come here, spend your money, but then get the fuck out and go back to the mainland, you fucking haole. That's why I was out of there, man, because it just wasn't happening. Not even for women, really. I didn't have many women in Hawaii at all, embarrassing to say, in the longest relationship I had. And I've only had a few, really, 14 years. Believe me, I only had a few. Was with a gal who happened to be Filipino, of all things. She's Filipina, and that was like barely 3 years. Otherwise, it was kind of hit and miss. One here, one there, one there, but that was it. It was dry times for me as far as women in Hawaii. Very dry times. Very dry. But then of course, Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Washington area. Oh, forget it. I've talked about that 1,000 times. That was like a night and day experience between Hawaii and the Seattle region. Oh, Christ. Damn. Major. It was incredible. I liked Seinfeld a lot. Made me laugh whenever I was down. Still makes me laugh. I can't find any reruns on anything I got on Netflix and YouTube. I don't know, maybe I could find something. Yeah, I do a lot of very poorly done Seinfeld imitations. Son of a bitch. He makes that dude just from the royalties, whatever, reruns, all that shit, $60 million a year without even batting his eye. He makes from his Seinfeld show. Can you imagine that? All the other cast members are doing very well too. Not as good as him. But then Julia Dreyfus, Elaine on there. Well, she comes from a very wealthy family anyway, the Dreyfus, stand-up. But though he made a big mistake when he got into a racial slur with somebody in the audience. I don't blame him what he did, really. I don't. Because he was saying what he felt. Of course, it fucked his career up, but these people don't care. They don't have to work again, these people, for the rest of their life. They don't give a shit if they get a TV role again or not. They got it made. I think if you want a successful career, you get to do a TV show and that becomes syndicated. Because if you do a movie, you get a payout, okay, for the movie. You get a payout. But unless, it's according to what's in your contract. If that movie goes to Netflix and all kinds of other places, whatever, I guess there is other money to make on there. But in general, if you got a successful, look at Tom Selleck. Between Magnum PI and all the other syndicated TV shows this guy had. The guy's rolling in money. So TV works out really well for those, and Roseanne, of course, she gets residuals and all that shit, Roseanne. They're doing really good. But yeah, Seinfeld was a classic. There's no doubt about that. I think that's probably one of Well, that and also Curb Your Enthusiasm, which, the same author, co-writers and so forth of Seinfeld, with Jerry Seinfeld, was the Seinfeld show, and with Larry David's funnier than shit. And the thing about Larry David, it was the most unique thing ever. He is neurotic, and he plays on that. And he used that, call it a condition of his, to help create the Seinfeld show. And it worked. Then he has his own show, Curb Your Enthusiasm, which I haven't seen for ages. I wish I could find it somewhere. He's basically being himself, and he made success over being himself. Yeah, supposedly Larry David is actually, really is that way. That's poetic. That's poetic art. To be yourself. But some people don't like you being yourself. And they try to go after you and defame you and all that. I wouldn't know about that. But Larry Davis, man, unique. It's like no matter what you say, you get yourself in trouble. And Larry Davis always did that. I guess he'd done that in his real life. Made him wealthy. Yeah, it's being yourself, man. And I'm just, like, I do this crazy YouTube channel here that, I mean, it takes so many directions. I mean, I go off on different tangents, this and that and this and that. I can go from 0 to 60, in 5 seconds, as far as I can segue from one topic matter to another. I have that, I don't know, if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I do it all the time. And I'll do it on this show. I think I've already done it. And I just like being creative in that way. Okay, you know what I'm doing right now, right? Yeah, you know damn well what I'm doing right now. See, you guys know me so well because whether you're a troll or not, I became your family. Yeah. No shit about that, man. Family. Whether you like it or not, you're my family. Well, my online family. I'm your online family, whatever. Am I not right? Okay. Proverbial cup of green tea. You know my routine. Every morning, I start my day off with my green tea. I think after this show, I'm going to, if it gets too warm in here, I don't want to use the air conditioners just to work out, well, it's still cool out, just get on that damn machine. I just shouldn't be doing a show right now. I should be actually doing that. I don't want to lose my motivation. Hey, look, guys, I don't have the answer to everything in life. I'm just trying to live my life, that's all. I don't have the answers. Never did, never will. I just wake up to a new day, and hopefully my day goes well. I live in total simplicity, really, You got to be grateful for the things that you have, and not for the things that you don't. There's a different way of thinking. People need to hop aboard the train of thinking and appreciating what you actually have and not what you maybe don't have. But there's a lot of people that don't have some things or the lifestyle or whatever that some other YouTubers have, and they get really perturbed about it. I don't know why, but they do. I'm just a regular guy, I make no claims to any specific fame or superpowers or anything like that. I'm just being me. And some people like who I am and some people don't. I can't help what they think. It's not my job to do that. You either like somebody or you don't. And if you don't, just tell them, hey, I don't like you. Then shut up and end it. Just end it. That's all. That's all it takes. But I have been such a benefit to people on here. It's amazing because I give them a reason to get up in the morning. I give them a reason to face their day. I give them something to do in their, mundane, very mundane life. And I thought maybe mine was mundane, but to a point, but not totally true. But comparatively, I mean, when their whole life is based around me, they even put shows on about me. Well, that's a TV series in its own. You ever think about that? It's like the Seinfeld show is supposed to be a show about nothing, right? Remember when they were being interviewed by producers to put a show together on the Seinfeld show. So what's your concept? They're asking Jerry and George. Well, it's a show about nothing. And they say, well, you wake up, you brush your teeth, that's it. That's what they told the producers. Yeah. And it's life imitating art, or it's art imitating life, but that's actually what it was. The Seinfeld show was basically a show really not about anything particular. It's like the everyday lives of Seinfeld and the other characters on there, which became such a great interest to viewers. And that was the whole concept of the show, really. It's a show about nothing, but about something, but about nothing. And that's pretty much my show. There is no particular subject matter that I come up with on my show. There is none particular. Well, except during the heydays with, Barry Jordan and all this shit going on. Thank goodness that part's over. It's not over for him, but it's over for me and him. That's it. Bye-bye, Barry. Hope you like your stay. But, yeah, I am somebody to contend with. That's for damn sure. I'm just a stubborn MFer. I'm really stubborn. I can't help it. That's who I am. I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn. Good or bad, whatever you may, perceive it to be, but I'm stubborn. Can't help it. Truth is, nobody really knows me on here, unless they actually spent enough time around me in person, not just one visit or anything like that. They know what I'm all about. I'm so unlike the character that you see me on YouTube. Well, no, that's not totally true. I mean, I am who I am. I'm trying to say that doesn't change. But if you knew me personally, you'd see a whole different side of me, actually. And you'd be able to see the harmony around this house with me and my girlfriend, her children. Her kids love me to death. My God, I'm telling you. They have no fear in me in any form or way. My girlfriend's granddaughter just loves me to death. Goes to jump on the chair. Her mouth is just going 60 miles per hour, talking about this, talking about that. Feel totally safe with me. That's the way it is with me. When I hear all this shit, and that's why, that's why there was a case going, because I could tolerate a lot of my life, but if somebody comes and calls me something as extreme as that, that's like you just turn the switch on with me, the switch that'll never go on shut position, until there's some kind of remedy. And that's exactly what happened. Because the fact is, you don't call anybody that. Out of jest, out of anger, out of whatever. I've done that out of anger, shit like that. I certainly have. But the difference between me and the other guy is that you realize when you're wrong. And we say a lot of things out of anger. I do, all the time. And a lot of people do that also on YouTube. They say things out of anger, whatever. They're not getting their way Frank's not getting the justice we want on him. You know, they're building a campfire. The trolls are just, you know, dancing around. They're accelerating the flames to get higher and higher. Let's burn the motherfucker at the stake, you know. Do they really mean that? I don't think so. But I think what it is with these people is that maybe, and I'm going to stick behind this statement, I'll stand behind it, that not everything in their life is going the way that they want. And a lot of people who pretend that they're having this fantastic life and is so fulfilled and joyous, wonderful life, it's not true. I think they're lacking a whole lot of stuff going on in their life. But they don't want to come out and tell you that. They don't want to ruin their image or their so-called YouTube reputation. A lot of people have big gaps in their life of anything, you know, that is actually wonderful or great or even good. A lot of them are lonely, and could be a lot of reasons: divorced, or never got married, or maybe they moved out here, just couldn't make it. With women, and a lot of reasons they come out here because they couldn't make it with women in the United States. Well, in part, that's true with me, only from Hawaii. Because as much as Hawaii was one of the most beautiful places I've ever lived in, seriously speaking, it really is. What a beautiful place. Minus some of the people, but and the attitude problems. But if you could move beyond that, yeah, Hawaii was like, I was very fortunate to spend 14, 15 years in Hawaii. Not many people could do that or could afford to do that. I did. Even owned a house. So, yeah, if you can do it, that's fantastic. But sometimes things lose their shine, you know, and you got to move on. And that's exactly what I did. But with me, it's like I put my mind to something and I do it. I've been like that all my life. God, my memory goes back a long time. I was a young teenager, actually. I wanted to buy a little classic guitar. My mother would be a naysayer. What are you going to spend your money on that for? I didn't give a shit what she said. I went out and bought myself a guitar. Use your own mind to make your own decisions. I even had some medical decisions as a young teenager that I made on my own for several reasons. My ear, different. If I didn't do it, I'd be dead now. I would have been dead of meningitis or hernia strangulation or something. Sometimes you got to make your own decisions based on your own needs and you follow your own instinct. You can't listen to what everybody wants you to do, even if they're your parents, you know. You know, my daughter, I don't expect her to abide by all my, you know, politics or my philosophies in life. She's her own individual. I'll respect her for that. But there are other factors, of course, involved that create friction. Some things that you can't really help. But that's life itself. And people, whether they're your blood or not, their children or whatever they might be, your brother, sister, whatever, they all have their own opinions. They all have their own philosophies in life. They own up to their own character. And you're not going to change that even if you try. It's just not going to work. Things either mesh really well between you and your siblings or otherwise, or they don't. Like, it doesn't have to be blood related. It could be anybody, friends, peers, workers, you know. Either jives or doesn't, you know. You're just not connected in certain ways, but that's life itself. You can't expect to connect to everybody. I don't expect, I never did. It's not my intention to connect with everybody. I gotta be me, whoever that is, like it or not. I'm me, and I'm happy with it. Oh, I made stupid mistakes in my life, many, but I've always corrected them. That's the difference between me and some people. I've always corrected my mistakes, or I would admit to my mistakes. That's how I differ from some of these other people on here. If I was wrong about something, I'd say it, and I did. Sure, I blurted out some pretty hefty words to people on here. Absolutely. I can't count how many times I've done that. I can make excuses and say, oh, it's all out of anger, and it probably was. But do you realize you did that? Yes or no? And if you did, you apologize. And that's exactly what I did in the past several times. I said to those people that I've said anything about, if I hurt your feelings, I said I apologize for that. It was out of anger. But the difference is, and I say all the time, repetition. Do you go back to the same person all the time, every single show, and call them the same names that, well, started trouble in the first place? Did you not learn from your lessons? Some people don't learn. That's what separates me from these bona fide trolls on here. I know when to say stop, you know. You got to have a certain element of control on here. Or you could easily lose control on YouTube. It's very easy to do that. Obviously so, you know. I've been on here long enough to understand that statement, let me tell you. People are just not living the lives that they want, but then, you know, whose fault is that? It's not my fault. It's not your fault if you're listening to all this shit with people. They can't say anything positive, but then you notice that the biggest offenders are on there as far as labeling me or anybody else for that fact are actually what they're projecting. They're projecting the part of themselves onto somebody else. Oh, that's not true. No, it's very true. They're projecting. I can't control what they say and do, you know. I just deal with it, that's all. Like anything else in life, you deal with it. And then you just create your own humor on your show. And you politely kind of throw that mud pies in their face, but you do it very politely by little things. Could be little things like proving how wrong they are about these very negative and unfounded statements that they make about you. Then you take out your little mud pies, get the crows ready and throw it in their face. Now remember one thing, you don't have to prove anything to anybody on YouTube. They're irrelevant. But it's really fun when you get to do it, though. Then they don't have anything to talk about except they try to rip your statement apart. Say, I don't believe that. That's a phony statement. You wrote that up. Or they try to defend themselves on that, you know, detract. And, you know, it just doesn't work, you know. You either presented evidence on something, but, you know, YouTube is not a courtroom. And it shouldn't be made to be a courtroom. But it sure is fucking fun. It really is. Just proving these people how wrong they are. Then you kind of stymie them, you know. Oh, okay, well, holy shit, what do I say now? Now that he proved that. It's hilarious, man. You got to have a sense of humor with all this. Because if you don't, I mean, there's no reason I'm being on here at all. And a lot of times I say, why am I on here? But I've said that 1,000 times. Until the day comes, you know, all you hear is crickets and silence, and I'm not on here at all. Then I either drop dead or I got off YouTube, or one or the other. So, you know, you'll know. But until then, I got a voice, and I use it. And I tell it like it is, because that's the only way to do it. Tell it like it is. Don't you have to make up any bullshit and lie about anything. Tell things as they are. People are even going to believe you or not. They have that choice. But then they always find out that what you're saying is true after all. Maybe not the day you say it, but as time goes by, they suddenly discover, you know what, Frank was right. He was right the whole goddamn time. Okay, we going to have any dialogue here or what? I'm just utilizing this time while I'm having my cup of tea. I wasn't totally planning a monologue, but that works too. But you're listening. At least got 11 people out there listening anyway, so... Remember, I'm here because you're there. That still goes. I created that all by myself, which is utilized by some of my viewers too. How they remember. How they remember. So what's new on Discord? I hate to ask. No, it's true. I really don't go on Discord. Some people say, yeah, you're full of shit. No, I don't go on Discord. It's just another bullshit platform. But that's where they make all their preparations for what they put on YouTube. They all gather together around that fire. And it's like a court going on YouTube, and they're all trying on Discord, and they're all trying to decide, okay, where do we go with this next step? It's amazing in itself, actually. There's just so many possibilities of a TV show based on YouTube, certainly in the Philippines genre. I don't know if anybody would believe it. It would have to be a comedy TV show, because nobody would believe it. Have to be totally fiction. Just to present some of the stuff that goes on YouTube, it would never be called fiction. Well, let's see, wait a minute. Well, they'd believe it to be nonfiction, actually. Because they say, I can't believe that really goes on social media. But it does. It does. And it has. Every day. We got so many interesting characters on here. We got guys that are trashing the Philippines, but yet they're so attached to it. And all they do is shows about finding fault on the Philippines. They go back and they live in America, but then they have to come back. They're drawn back to the Philippines again. Then they'll bitch when they come back to the Philippines. Then they'll bitch when they go back to America. I don't think anybody understands how they feel about the Philippines. I mean, they're like so drawn. And it's the way the Philippines is. Once you lived out here for a long time, it becomes part of you. And whether you like it or not, if it's good or bad, your experience, but you'd miss all the trikes and everything else and all that. But everybody has something to complain about the Philippines. I mean, you got choices. You could move out and never look back again. You got these choices. So stop bitching about the Philippines. I never said it was a perfect place, and to this day, I'm still going to say it's not a perfect place. But it works for me. That's all that matters. I'm comfortable. I'm treated very well out here. I'm comfortable in my town and the people, and people know me in town. I don't look like a stranger, like a lot of people after 9 years or so living here. In this town alone, Yeah, people get to know you. They may not have introduced themselves to you, but you do business at their stores. They see you on the streets all the time. They know who you are. All the trike drivers that are all lined up, they know who we are. A lot of them, we don't even have to ask where we're going. We just get in and they know exactly where they're going to take us. I like that. It's kind of a feeling of belonging, Like a Cheers TV show where everybody knows your name. They might not necessarily know your name, a lot of them, but they know who you are. And if you got a bad reputation, they'll know that too. Trust me, they will. So don't get a bad reputation in a town that you have to live in. Little hint on that. Stay frosty. Stay frosty. Okay, well, I'm going to make this a short show. Popeye, are you simulcasting me? You haven't done it for a few days or so. What's going on, bro? I wouldn't be surprised if he's doing it today, but even Popeye, he's just running out of material on me. I mean, the Barry saga is over. Okay, that killed him a little bit. I don't think Popeye knows what to talk about anymore, except rehashing some old hash. And that's exactly what the Copycat channel does. It's just rehashing some old hash. And it's getting old with people, man. It's getting really old. That channel is not getting as much viewers as they used to. See, things change. We all go through changes, good or bad. But sometimes things get so played out. For example, me doing shows every day. I'm getting played out, and I'm sure some of my viewers are, but a lot of them want me to. It's like following a TV show that you like all the time, and God forbid there's a cancellation of that TV show, you're going to get pissed off. Or maybe there's a series on TV that you like watching, but they're coming at the end of the series, and you don't want it to end. You want the series to continue because it was such a good show. Like Blacklist, I find that's fascinating, that series. I don't know, I seen it through, but did I see it to the end? Yeah, I did, seemingly, but I don't know if they continue as another series with that on the show called Blacklist. Was James Spader as the actor. And you get disappointed because you want it to continue. You know, you want the drama. You want to know exactly what's going on. Ginger, don't do that. Ginger. Okay. You want exactly to know what's going on in this person's life because you've been following him for a decade. You don't want the adventure to end, do you? No, a lot of people don't. Because unfortunately, they get caught up in all this stuff and it becomes part of their daily routine to listen to a particular show. It's ingrained in them, you know, body and soul and mind, you know, and they're not there anymore. It's like, I think they're probably not figuratively, but probably literally, they're jonesing. So if you've been following somebody for a long time and they're not there anymore, I'll give an example, just one example, but that's like Kristen Sabu. A lot of people watch Kristen Sabu. You'd be surprised. He hasn't been around for a while. People don't know if he's dead or alive or went back to America. Nobody knows. It's when that chapter ends and you just don't know how it ended. It's like one of these movies that has this weird ending and that they're not telling you definitively, you know, how it ended or why it ended or what happened. That's, of course, when they create another series. They lead you on. But sometimes, you know, when people get off YouTube, they get off YouTube and that's it. They're either dead or they just decided not to do any more shows. And that will affect people. If you've been following them for so long, like, you know, Brevis, Drew Nordy, he couldn't live without YouTube. I mean, he's been following me since the creation of my channel. And there's been some other people too. They've been here the whole time. The whole time. Okay, well, you guys are not talking, so I'm going to end it right here. I don't want to have to do a forced monologue here. I prefer dialogue on my show. If it comes down to the point it's going to be all monologue, then it really is over. As much as you'll miss me. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to go hit my mini gym, if you don't mind. Thank you for listening. As you always do, remember, I'm here because you're there. It's love. Love is what it's all about. Let's see a smile this morning. It's love. Look at that. Look at that. My baby's having her cup of joe. This one just woke up. She's more boisterous than that, let me tell you that. My tea's about done. And guess what I'm having for breakfast, folks? It'll take a while to guess. Well, I just had two very small but fresh eggs. Came from a chicken in the backyard. Can't get fresher than that. I kind of poached it. Well, basically, you know, no frying oil, nothing. Put in a pan with water, cover it, and hey, voila, you got some good eggs. Top of that, I'm actually making some broccoli as we speak, and after that, I'm probably going to have a bowl of oatmeal. That's my morning. How's yours? Ah. You hungry, dear? Are you hungry? Not yet. Oh, you just woke up. Did you have a good sleep? Did you have a good sleep? Hello? You didn't have a good sleep? Oh, you're just kidding with me. You had a great sleep. Yeah. What do you want to have for breakfast? I don't know. Anything in particular? I think you're out of cereal.
No.
You're not,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think you have much of anything left on the cereal, do you? No. Oh, I still got a spot of tea. What? What do you? Ah, there you go. See that smile? There we go. There we go. You know what I'm having for breakfast, dear? I had eggs. I'm making some broccoli. And I'm probably going to have some oatmeal. Does that sound good to you? You don't like broccoli, do you?
No.
No?
Healthy.
What do you like for breakfast? I can't make you out. Don't worry. We'll put together something for you. It's going to be deliciosa. Give you a chance to wake up there, you know. So, as it goes, yeah, family bonding. Dogs just ate. They're real happy.
No.
Yeah, they did. And I poured some probiotic powder into the dog's food. Also crushed up a little portion of a vitamin C for them also, and also a capsule of Alaskan fish oil or salmon oil. Dogs had a nice breakfast. I'm having a wonderful breakfast. I'm still not done with it yet. Love, exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. The Love Boat. It's all about love. It's all about love, not hate, folks. Come on. Okay, so as you can see, except I didn't boil this, I kind of put the broccoli in the micro. Okay, so still good, but I'm still having to make the, still gonna have to make the, little bit of oatmeal, a little bit of each, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Let's get this puppy out of the micro without me boiling myself. God, so active this morning. I even went into that little trap. You know, it's outside beyond my sink. It's where the water drains in. There's like a square where the pipe drains the water into the, you know, the gray water tank that's underground. Of course, there were cockroaches in there. I annihilated everything. Boiling water, bleach. There were big chunks of white stuff in there. You could just scoop out big chunks of residue. And you got to clean this out. Then I bleached the whole shit out. Then I even poured boiling water down the drain. I'll tell you, it doesn't stop. It means that you're alive. Where is my strainer? Here it is. Oh, gosh. Man's job is just never done, I'm telling you. Strain that puppy out. And there we go. Broccoli, as I call it. And there's a reason I call it broccoli. You remember years and years ago, there was the E. coli breakout. And it somehow started somewhere with broccoli. So I have renamed, I could do that. I renamed broccoli to broccoli. I mean, isn't that just absolutely brilliant? It's so brilliant. Do I need a big thing for this broccoli? I don't want to waste a bowl. Come on, get in there. You can fit in there. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to put on the broccoli. That's the thing. I don't like to eat it raw like that. Well, I mean, not raw, but without seasoning. Although I do have... Oh, where is it? Oh, where is that? It's an olive oil spread. is what it is. It's better than a kick in the ass. I would not really normally use this, but I am, and I will. It's still broccoli, so, but I demand having some kind of flavoring on my broccoli. Something. Although I love broccoli, I just can't eat it straight. And that's one thing I haven't gotten. I'm just not able to eat the damn thing straight. Okay, so while I get my oatmeal, it's a Quaker, but it's a whole grain rolled oat. And I'm going to tell you something about cholesterol that you did not know, and what your real culprit for heart attack and cancer is coming up soon. Coming up soon. So stay tuned here. All right, now, don't have to make a whole lot of this shit. This stuff expands in a bowl. And the surprising thing I'll tell you is something that most people don't know. So, let us get to that. No, your body actually needs cholesterol. And you're all worried because you're over 200 or something. Oh my God. The biggest culprit, and it's being discovered more and more so now, and more scientists and doctors are now saying, the biggest culprit of heart disease and cancer is going to be, guess what? You guessed it, sugar. In any form, it's sugar. That's your culprit. If you could completely, which is hard for the American people to do, if you can and Filipino people too, if you can completely get rid of sugar, you might have less, metabolic dysfunction, all kinds of different shit. The incidences of heart disease and cancer might be significantly lower. It's all because everybody loves to drink all that Coca-Cola, all the sweets. Hey, like I said, I indulge, but not in soda. I'll have a muffin now and then. I might have a piece of cake now and then, a piece of chocolate, whatever it might be. Occasionally a little bit of ice cream, but I don't overdo it. So it's better not to overdo something than to partake in it on a regular basis. Right?
Yes.
Doesn't that broccoli look good?
Yeah.
No, it don't. You hate broccoli. Broccoli is good for you. Look at that. Nature's back. I'm talking morning nutrition. Never mind the typical breakfast. People have like 8 eggs, toast and butter. Butter's okay, don't get me wrong. Bacon. If you want to just kill yourself, just take, borrow a gun or go hang yourself. It's a lot easier. You just procrastinate. You're just delaying the inevitable. Don't bother me. You have to do what you feel is right for yourself. See, by me eating this kind of stuff, it's given me a definite edge. It's given me an edge. It's not a cure-all, but it's an edge. It's an edge. That's what it is. When you start getting older, you're going to need that edge, bro. You're going to need it. So stop complaining how ill you are all the time. Because, well, maybe it's something you started and you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for yourself. So, we're going to be better in the morning to start off with a cup of green tea with turmeric. And you know what turmeric does? Look it up. I'm not going to go into this long scenario on that. Broccoli I just had. And I got a bowl of oatmeal that's going to be ready here. It's going to be topped with cinnamon. Oh, yeah. A dash of salt. And even a little bit of that olive spread for taste. Not bad. Not bad at all. That's what I do in my morning. What do you do with yours? And of course, working out. I decided to take a different route than some people because, let's say the truth, I don't want to go through all the trials and tribulations of a massive amount of health issues as you get older and all that stuff. And you don't even have to get older. I mean, be old to, experience that kind of shit. It's really any age. And you know that, and I know that. What is it going to do? Oh, cinnamon. Looking for the cinnamon. Okay, that should do. Lovely, lovely cinnamon. And where's that salt? I need just the dashiest dash of salt. I don't put salt in my diet. Just a tiny bit of flavoring for this. That's it. I mean, that's it. And let's not forget the almond milk. Jesus Christ, my breakfast alone is probably so far ahead of the whole day's worth of eating with the average person. I mean, what they do. Isn't it amazing? There goes milk. And and I'm going to ask the dashiest dash this morning of honey. Hi, honey. Where's the honey? Oh, here it is. Thank you, honey. So we're going to do is the dashiest dash of organic, raw, and unfiltered honey. And that's it. Not too much more than that. Honey is a sugar, so natural sugar.
Look,
Why is your refrigerator door open?
you are the one open.
I'm the one? Okay, my bad. Okay. There you go. Okay, and here we go. Pure ambrosia, wouldn't you say? It needs to thicken up a little bit. It's a little bit too watery for me. Just let that puppy sit there for a little bit, and she'll thicken up. I don't want to drink water, But that's the wonderful thing about, and that's why it's so great in your arteries. It scrapes them out because it expands. That's what it does, the fiber. Expansion of the fiber. Can't go wrong. So, what have I had for breakfast so far? Well, I'm going to tell you if you just tuned in. I had a bowl of broccoli. I had green tea. I did. Now I'm making oatmeal, which also has almond milk in it and cinnamon. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And not to mention my vitamin supplementation after that. And not to forget, I'm going to have a handful of peanuts for more protein. Oh, pardon me. I had fresh eggs from the wild chickens outside. They were very small eggs. And I poached them. I didn't use any oil. Use water in a frying pan with a cover. Excellent. Excellent. Now, that's a very healthy breakfast. What a way to start the day, right? I think you would love oatmeal with the cinnamon in it. You just aren't willing to try new things. That's what it is. No? I think you'd love oatmeal with cinnamon in it. No. Well, you could be stubborn. You could be stubborn. You're allowed. No. No. I'm going to eat it, though. I'm going to eat it. Want to see me eat it? Want to see me eat it? Here's the airplane coming out of the hangar. We're going into the hangar. Here we go. Open the doors into the plane hangar. Num 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 num. Ha ha. Yeah, look at that face. Oh, there's the other one.
That smells like donuts.
Huh?
That smells like donuts.
Donuts? Are you talking about donuts in the morning?
It smells like donuts.
Donuts? Oh, that's so unhealthy. What's wrong with you?
It smelled like donuts when I came here.
There was donuts when you came here? Well, if there was donuts around there, they're gone.
Smell.
There's no donuts around here.
What?
No. No donuts.
Something smells like donut.
No donos either. She was only 16. One of those expats. I bet she was. I bet she was. Shh. Don't want to talk about that for the kids like that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the oats. Look, 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 look. Do you eat like that, Big E? I don't think so. You just shove whatever you have in your mouth. Shoving it off again, shoving it off again, shoving it off again, my friend. But this one goes into my mouth. Ooh. So forget the broccoli I had. So forget the green tea and turmeric and honey. Oh, look at that. Savory. It doesn't cost much either, man. Look at them golden oats. This is whole grain oats, but not just any. They're whole grain rolled oats. No wonder it just cleans out your arteries. Look at that. That stuff will scrape it out like an ice scraper to ice in your chest for you. Just scrape the damn shit out. Scrape the damn shit out. Scrape the damn shit out. I hope you guys take away something what I do on my shows. I know for a fact that some of you actually do. I don't get paid for this shit, man. Now this is yummy oatmeal. I could eat this. Plain oatmeal with nothing in it? No. Now I could have put some strawberries there, but it's too lazy to defrost. I have to find them first of all, but it's too lazy to defrost them. I'm still missing those damn blueberries. I'll probably be in Cebu pretty soon, and we're going to go on that mad search for the elusive blueberry. Oh yeah, we will. Got business to take care of in Cebu, yes. Absolutely do. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Am I making you hungry this morning, or making you puke? I know oatmeal doesn't look really appetizing. It looks like something that you vomit out, right? Oh God, I'm gonna convince myself not to eat it now. Now this is a typical Filipino breakfast. I want to show you this. We got rice and they got some really horrible ham. What is that stuff? What is it? Corned beef. Yeah, well, corned beef in a can, high sodium, high cholesterol. But this is typical for a Filipino diet. It's horrible. And the kids grow up eating this shit. It's horrible. It's hard to get the kids to eat real food because they don't know what real food is. They don't. Unless they come from a very educated family that have a lot of money and they want to keep that money and use that money, so they want to take care of themselves and still live a good life. But when you got nothing to lose, you just don't even give a shit about nothing. How you eat, what you eat, how much of it you eat. Sugar, cholesterol, who cares? Oils, who cares? Well, I care. I'm giving myself a fighting chance. That's what I'm doing. I'm not getting any younger, folks. Know what I'm saying? I want to give myself a fighting chance in life. And you don't want to get into a fight with me, legally or any other way. No, you don't. So I'll take out my oatmeal. And I'll throw it in this. Okay. I'm pretty done with that, and now I have to, in a few minutes, because I'm lazying out, I'll get to my vitamin consumption, decide what good morning to you, and to you, and to you, and to you, and to you. I'll do my routine. Gotta take my collagen. I already did so far I haven't done anything except my vertical push-ups. I've done that. I've done my chair exercise. Very easy. Any one of you could do it. You know how to sit in a chair? Do you? You know how to get out of the chair? That's all you need to know. Find a chair, sit in it. Get up, straight body, sit down again. Get up again, sit down again. Lower back, good. It's working on your legs. You need that straight. Not hard, is it? Try it. Just trying to help you guys out. I don't know why. Good morning. You going swimming? All right, be careful. Gone. Very courteous. Very courteous, as I am to them. They said good morning as they went by. If this was America, kids are spitting in my face. And you might think that's a little bit of exaggeration, but I don't really think I'm exaggerating at all. Yeah, I did a show earlier, just like an extra bonus here. Because I felt like, that's all. No reason. I don't need a rhyme and reason. I got something to say. I'll come on and say it. Oh, Frank, you must have a lot of time on your hands. Well, I never said I didn't. I have loads of time on my hands. I'm retired. You're right. I admit it. I have loads of time on my hands. The sooner you admit it, the better you'll feel. I'm not going to out and run a marathon. Hell no. I'm not going to do any of that kind of shit. I do things properly and in moderation according to my physique, my age, my current physical shape. That's how you do it. I'm not out to kill myself with that stuff. Hell no. But I'm going to do it anyway. But I'll say consistently, there's no guarantees in life at all, my friends. There ain't no guarantees in life. I will tell you that up front. There ain't no guarantees. But all I've ever been saying on my shows, all this time, I talk about all these health issues and all that stuff. Well, one is to promote my own beliefs and to encourage myself to practice as much of the healthy options that I have as much as I can. It's my doing. I mean, it doesn't mean you have to do it. But, again, I don't get paid on this. I don't make any money on this shit. It's just free information for you people, and you can follow it or not. I don't really care either way. I'll be honest, I don't mean to be rude to you. I don't have to go out of my way to talk about this. But I do want to go back to the cholesterol thing. Unless your numbers are like over 500 or some shit like that, your total cholesterol. Your body actually manufactured, you actually need the cholesterol. It has to do with hormones and all kinds of shit. I'm not going to get into that. Even I'm limited on my knowledge on that too. But everybody's so concerned about cholesterol when the biggest thing in the world, all the shows I've ever done on here, everything I've ever done, it all comes down to one thing. Well, yeah, death and taxes, Hugo. It comes down to one. Sugar. Damn, I can't emphasize that enough. Now, I admit, I am not perfect with that. I'm hungry enough for something. I get a sweet tooth. We have developed this, and this goes back to early times, hunting and foraging, when early men have found fruits, and they love the sweetness of it, and that became part of their diet. It's been instilled in us through, evolution of man. And we love sweets. And I know what you say, man, it's really hard to get by in life without having some sugar, but I hate to inform you, but there's hardly any product on a counter or shelf or anything that doesn't have sugar in it. So you face a real challenge. So what do you have to do about that? I don't know. If you just want to go completely organic or something and you really want to spend that kind of money, I guess the best suggestion is just to put a big limit on how much sugar. Throw away those cans of soda, man. You don't need it. You want carbonation, you can buy like a carbonated water or something. And you could flavor it with something that's healthy or something. But I showed you one time, and I used baking soda as just an idea of how many tablespoons of sugar you were getting at one can of Coca-Cola. Was that impressive or what? Yeah. Sugar is your evil. Just like certain people on YouTube are pure evil. Well, so is sugar. So is sugar. It's hard, not even in my oatmeal. I mean, it's going to be somewhere. Even what you think is the healthiest cereals you could eat, there's sugar in there. There's sugar. Muffins, oh God, a lot of sugar in that. Soda, of course, everything. Even potato chips, you think, oh, it's just a lot of salt and oil in it. No, there's sugar in there somewhere. Your biggest culprit, of course, is, you know, uh, high fructose syrup. Oh, that's a culprit. It's in just about everything. Just about everything. So if you're really, you're getting older, you're worried about if you're going to get diabetes or not, or have heart disease, well, we could obviously say drinking, smoking, all that, try to cut that out. Do you know how much sugar is in alcohol? Do you have a clue that one drink, and how many times do you drink a week? Do you drink daily, weekly, monthly, on occasion? On occasion, you're probably okay. But, if you're like Jay Stillman or people like that, you drink it every fucking day, and you think you're a powerhouse when you're only 5'2", and you're a big fucking powerhouse. But you're consuming so much sugar. And not only is he smoking, but he's chain smoking. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Chain smoking. Jay shouldn't worry about what I do, what anybody else does. Hate to bring trolls into this, but it's kind of was leading to that, if you know what I mean. So if you've been drinking a lot and you like to go out partying with your lady and your harem and all this shit, and you're just drinking away, God bless you. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Don't have to worry about you anymore. How many people we lost already because probably having to do with their hygienic habits and their diet. And it's going to continue. I have a list of people. Oh, I definitely do. I won't disclose it on here, but I've talked about it before. I have a list of people on here. What is good and bad cholesterol yes, there is. Your LDLs. You want to have a little control on that. But like I said, if you're really, your arterial clogging and all that stuff, yeah, I would certainly reduce your calcium as you get older. Get it from the foods, but don't get it from supplementation. And that could also contribute to kidney stones. Well, I know about that, obviously. Okay? You could do things in moderation, that helps. But if you don't circulate your freaking blood, it's all over. Good night, Irene. Goodbye. Say goodbye to your YouTube channel and all your hatred and everything else. Bye-bye. Not nice knowing you. Get the fuck out of here. Because I don't give a fuck. I give free information. I get free advice. Not because I have to, because I want to. And I know there are a number of people out there that have actually adhered to some of my practices. Maybe not all of them. But I maybe put some thoughts in their head about what they're eating every single day. Okay? Easy Money says, last 6 months I lost 60, 71, and 86. 91, 90, huh? 91.99. A year old? What are you talking about? Explain. Hugo says, Jay is like Popeye in a certain way. No, I guess so. They're all alike as far as I'm concerned. They're all screw ups. Are they not? Hey, look, I'm not preaching the gospel here. Nothing like that. I'm not even religious. Thank goodness for that. As I said, I don't follow the cattle. I will never follow the cattle. And if I had cancer, I would never get chemotherapy. Look what Rickshaw is going through. He's got myeloma, something on there. He'd probably be dead in 5 years. That's about the longest you can live with that. He's having kidney problems, heart problems. His blood count is way too high. He's been getting stem cell therapy. Well, we can only wish the best for Rickshaw because he's in a whole world of hurt and he's just going through the measures. I myself don't believe in chemotherapy. Why prolong the inevitable? Because while you're taking chemotherapy, most people experience horrible side effects, vomiting, and you name it. They're feeling miserable, more miserable than the cancer they got. And as you know, if you don't know, chemotherapy kills all your good cells, not just the bad cancer cells. So what you got to do if you have cancer, you're going to have to starve basically the cancer cells. That means zero sugar. You might want to get your body alkalined up a little bit, but zero sugar because cancer cells are feeding. They're like ants on a dead bird. I mean, they're feasting. They're feasting, on that sugar. Why let them win? We all have cancer cells inside. It's just that until they get activated, and something has to happen for them to get activated. You follow me so far? Okay. Well, howdy, folks. Big Ego listens to Frank's advice. Ego ain't listen to my advice, and I don't give a fuck. Easy Money says, I think if you have no pain, have a Frank type of energy, heal fast from a minor cold or cut, then you're good to go. Not always, you know. I fought off some pretty bad colds or flus. And by the way, flus are dangerous. I don't know if you know that. You just think, oh, it's just a cold. No, it's not. A flu can kill you. It can turn to pneumonia. Oh yeah. And don't be, thinking, I got to take antibiotics. I got a virus. Antibiotics don't work on a virus, pal. Okay? Two different ends of the spectrum. The virus has to go away by its own. But what I mentioned on another show is that doctors will predominantly, well, how old are you now, sir? Well, that could turn into complications, that virus. So I'm going to put you on a regimen of antibiotics. Okay, I understand the concern. They want to turn into bacterial pneumonia. There's viral pneumonia and there's bacterial pneumonia, okay? Could turn into bacterial pneumonia. And yeah, if you're older, you're going to need that. But if it's not, you just kind of reduced your immune system quite a few notches, which will open you up to these other things. Follow me? Okay, good. That's all I'm saying. I know some of you people get tired of hearing me, but you got to understand the reason I talk about this is it's a very selfish nature. Why I talk about all this? It's selfish. It's not just promoting good health on as far as like diet and stuff like that, but or exercise. But I'm being very selfish. I'm really doing it for me because I like to reinforce my practices, and I always find that by talking about it, it reinforces the things I do or want to do. It's just a reminder to myself that Frank, you got to do this. Like I didn't go on the treadmill yet, but I will. I just did some other shit, but I didn't go on the treadmill, and I will. I will go on it. I got to cool down the room. I might just bring the goddamn treadmill right in the bedroom and turn the AC on full blast. I want to be comfortable when I do stuff too, but I know not to overdo it. If you haven't been working hard on a treadmill and you think you're just going to turn it on and go like 5 miles per hour for 30 minutes or more, no, you're not. No, you start back down about 3.5 miles per hour. Put your 30 minutes in, or well, actually, it's going to take more than that at 3.5. It's going to take you maybe 35 minutes to achieve that goal compared to 5 miles per hour at 30 minutes. Yeah, you get like maybe 3 miles in at that rate or more. So I keep it real. I know when to stop. I know when to begin and I know when to stop. My body speaks to me. I mean, I don't hear voices like some people make. I'm not psychotic. I don't hear voices, but my body speaks to me in other ways. There you go. 2 shows in the morning already here. Boy, I'm on a roll. Yeah, we got to head to good old Cebu next week. I got to pick up some shit and do some important stuff that we will not talk about on here. No, sir. The one food I don't eat is, don't say the word, mushrooms. But I do eat muffins occasionally. I told you a big no-no. They contain a lot of sugar. The Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. You see the Muffin Man. Some muffins are so good, like a carrot muffin. I'll eat that. And I did. I devoured a whole package of fresh carrot muffins within 3 days. I'll have something like that. But you can make your own sugar-free stuff. But I don't know about all those sugar replacements. I really don't know. I don't think they're safe. I don't know about that. I am still not sold on that. Because if they were completely safe, I would consider using it to get my sugar rush or whatever. But I don't know. I'm not very well versed on that, to be honest with you. I'm really not. Okay, well, I don't want to bore you guys to death, but I wanted to show you an atypical breakfast of mine, and I just showed you what they were eating. Look, I can't control what everybody, as much as I may love somebody, I cannot control what they eat. I can't make Gilda take certain vitamins. She has to do that on her own accord and the rest of her family. As far as the daughters are concerned, any ones or sons that have any children, or brother that has children, they're going to have to do that on their own. They are the parents. They are in control of their own children. You could give advice, but nobody takes advice. And they die a premature death. You are what you eat, and that's a real statement. They've changed, the food pyramid a couple of times, I guess. You remember all the things they were suggesting to eat? Then they turned a lot of shit around. It's like, who do you believe anymore? Okay, go on Google and Google about a certain food, or is it good for you, bad for you? You're going to hear both sides. One's going to say, no, this is great for this and that, but it's bad for that. The other one said, no, don't take that at all. It's totally horrible for you. Then another guy hones in, and no, this is absolutely the healthiest thing you could eat. And I can understand your confusion, because I get confused too. I was born confused, but I get even more confused, and you know, I don't know what to believe half the time on Google. So I do a lot of research, and I average it out. Okay, how many people said this about that? So the consensus of opinion is that maybe this is good for you after all, and why? Or maybe this is not good for you, and more people are saying it's not good for you than others. So basically, do the law of averages or something on there. Do the mathematics and stuff. That's what I do. I tell you my trade secrets here, and I'll tell you, man, I'm not kidding. You want to know of a crazy exercise? And this Chinese guru type of guy, big books and everything. This guy is like a heart specialist or something. You know what he says to do to break up that cholesterol in your arteries? Okay. Can you clap your hands? Clap your hands 9 times. I'll tell you why. Just relax. Clap your hands 9 times. All right. And then you'll repeat that later on. Okay. Then what you do is go to the crease in your arm, and you want to, with a cuffed hand, all this with a cuffed hand, tap that area 9 times. Go to your left arm, tap that 9 times. Then go where your lymph nodes are, like underneath your arms. Do the same thing with a cuffed hand. Tap it 9 times. Go to your other arm and tap it 9 times. And do this during the day. And what that actually is supposed to do is actually help break up any potential for blood clotting. But it also gets your lymph nodes going. It really helps your lymph nodes. The liquid, it gets it going and proper and all that. That was simple. Little simple things like that. You want to avoid some wrinkles in your face a little bit? I'll tell you something to do with that too. Take your hands, tap your face all over your forehead. I'm doing it right now. Tap your face, your mouth, all around your eyes, your forehead. You get the blood and juices going in your face, and you're getting the blood flow going in your face. Continue to do that. Continue to do that. Okay? You got pain somewhere, a headache? Take the cushioned, fatty part of your hand and squeeze it till it just about hurts, and do it over and over again. And your body does something really weird. Its attention to pain, the sensors suddenly go to your hand, and all of a sudden, there's no more headache. There's scientific explanation for that I cannot eloquently explain to you. And a lot of things have to do with one word: meridians. your feet, your hands, all that, meridians. And I know the Asian culture believes in it, not really the Filipino culture necessarily, but the Chinese culture and even the Japanese culture, they believe in all about meridians because everything is interconnected, your whole nervous system. So consider learning about meridians. Okay? Okay, I heard if you grab your ankles, it's a good colon cleanser. Well, I'm not sure about that. You may decide to fart if you do that. According to the mantis. Oh, you got to listen to that. I would definitely take his advice. Health Central, you know. If you grab your ankles, it's a good colon cleanser. Oh my God. Only he could say something like that. Oh my, oh my. And by the way, we're going to have a hot season. Hey, but hey, some places in the country have experienced over 42, 45, and 50 centigrade, not Fahrenheit. I'm not kidding, man. I'm not kidding. Yeah, April's supposed to be the culprit, but it's not over yet. But it's going to be a little bit into May when the whole brunt of this is going to happen. And you're going to see soaring temperatures out here. And I would strongly advise you keep the minerals going in, mineral water, you know, the potassium and sodium and the ions, you know, electrolytes. Keep them going, man. Just keep them going. Because you sweat a lot more than you notice. Sweat doesn't mean that your t-shirt is soaked. Sweat is coming out your pores all the time. You just don't see it because there's a little bit coming out and it's air dried right away. But that's what cools you down. But when your system breaks down, you're getting too much heat and all of a sudden like you stop sweating because you're so dehydrated. If you stop sweating, you can't cool your body down. That's when you have a stroke, dudes. That's when you have a stroke. So you don't have to listen to me. Like I said, I do this shit for free. I should charge for consultation services like all the big YouTubers are doing. They're all charging consultation fees of $75 an hour. Go figure, man. And why are they experts on anything in the Philippines? Look, I've been living out here over 9 years. I'm no expert on the Philippines at all, man. I'm constantly learning. I'll never be an expert on this country. I don't think that'll ever happen. I'm too old. You know, unless I was born here and raised, I probably still wouldn't know everything. Even Filipinos don't know everything about their culture. They don't. Some of them don't even know if they have a Spanish heritage or not. I mean, you'd be surprised. Some of them have a heritage that comes from Chinese, and some of them have a heritage that comes from Spain, or a combination of both. Yeah, a lot of them don't even know. I've asked a few. I said, what's your heritage from? You know, in so many words. You know, do you have a Chinese ancestry? Do you have a Spanish ancestry? They don't even know how to answer that. How could you not know about your ancestry? I don't know. You got to know something about it. I've had written down just for my purpose. I got it in my old address book here. And I wrote it in the back. And what I wrote was this. I'm wondering about Italy. Where do they all come from? Well, right here, I wrote this. And I'll read it to you. It's not that personal. Okay, family history. And my grandmother's maiden name was Anna Legere. That's on my mother's side. Her marriage name is Anna Arciola. She was married to Alfred Arciola. And he was born on August 8, 1911 in Bronx, New York. He died in 1992. Let's see, wait a minute. Alfred didn't die. No, he died young. Okay, hold on. Oh, there's my grandmother that died on August 8 in the Bronx, 1992 at age 80. Now, her husband, which would be my grandfather, I never got to meet, his name was Alfred Arciola. He was born on July 19th, 1909 in Bronx. He died in 1946 at only the age of 37. Now, my grandmother's mother, on my mother's side, was Antoinette Legere. The father was Pasquale. He was born December 11th, 1888 in San Marco in Lamis, Lamis, which is Foggia, Foggia, Puglia, Puglia, Italy. He died in 1960. He is known as Patsy. See the research I did? Now, my grandfather on my father's side, he was born in 1881 in Bergamo, Italy. He died in 1975. Yeah. And his wife, his name was Antonio, but his wife, which would be my grandmother on my father's side, was born in Asenza, Italy, around 1878, died in 1975. So they died pretty close together. When one died, the other. They were in their mid to high 90s. My dad was born on May 11, 1920, in Mount Vernon, New York. He died on, I think it was February 13, 1993, at age 73. My mother, who was Anne, born in Bronx, New York, born in around 1931, born to Anna and Alfred Arciola. And I looked up all this stuff. Isn't that cool? I mean, my girlfriend may not care about this, but she ever really wanted to pass it on, which I doubt she will. At least it's knowledge for me. And I got like an idea of some of the family genealogy, whatever, you know. Yeah. Okay. Region says Filipinos like to claim Chinese or Spanish blood, but in actuality, less than 5% of Filipinos have it. Well, you'll know if they have Spanishism because the first gal I ever dated, and that was Vanessa, you could see she had Spanish in her. She had, you know, slightly different features than normal Filipino. The nose shape, the eyes, the skin color was light. And you could look at some Filipinas and you could see, in fact, she told me her uncle was like 100% Spanish, okay, whatever. So it's in the genealogy, you know. It's in the genealogy. And that's kind of where it comes from. God, some of these phone numbers in my old book, they're all no good no more. They're all dead, or they're medical people in a different country I don't bother with no more, or people I'm not friends with anymore for whatever reason. God. Oh, it was my grandson's birthday. Elijah was on April 14th. And another one, Mackenzie's, on April 16th. Wow. Think I would know this except look it up? Well, when they're not in my life, I just don't know. One of them was July 9th. Now she's got another one. She's got 5 kids now. Egots, please. Some people have that maternal instinct, man. They just want to pump out kids like crazy. And my girlfriend, she was one of them. But I don't have any children for her because I wouldn't put her through that. I wouldn't put myself through it, really. I got plenty of kids if you want to consider the family here. I don't need one of my own. I've raised one and that was enough, and she grew up to stab me in the fucking back, so take a hint, Frank. No more biological kids. No more. No more. God, Doug from the camera clinic in Seattle. I don't think he's still alive. He was up there in age. I used to buy my equipment, get my camera equipment prepared by him. One of these days I'm going to dial that number, and I know maybe a family member took over or somebody, or a worker. But I'm going to be inclined to call that number when I get some data on that phone here. Just for the hell of it. I'm sure he'll remember me. I gave him a lot of business. Yeah, I'm just kind of going through this book here. Wow. Numbers I have no need to call at all, or they're dead. Boy, time in a bottle. Oh, Dimitri. I think Dimitri's still hanging in there. This Greek guy I know. He looked more of a Mexican than he looked Greek. He's the one that ran around to a woman saying, "Suck the damn thing, suck the goddamn thing," in the street. Did I tell you that story? I don't want to get into that again. It's too funny, but you gotta have a sense of humor. I will give you a funny story, but I've given that story once before. You gotta have a sense of humor, man. When I worked for Parks, one time I had to fill in, had a special project, and when I wasn't picking up condoms, and I was in Discovery Park, a very well-known park, and they had a missile silo there. They blocked it in, but the headquarters like, is now a warehouse where they keep all the park's records, okay? And they have a habit of getting rid of all the different parks records, after 7 years. And that was a great job. I worked on my own, worked at my own pace. And there's a guy, which became a friend of mine, Bill. He used to come by, deliver the dumpsters, the big containers, the green metal containers, that you throw the garbage in, they haul it away. And he'd come by. We both were divorced at the time, and we kind of made a friendship, and he had a great sense of humor. So I figured it was Bill all the time that was coming by to deliver or pick up the all the shit that I was throwing away from the warehouse, right? Now in there they had all this. You would think you were in the Mardi Gras. They had all this stored costumes and walk around costumes, like you would see in the Mardi Gras. It was called One Reel. One Reel was called, and when they had these events in Seattle, and these were the costumes that they were to be like ducks, fish, all kinds of shit. It was spooky being in there, just looking at these damn things. So I found this. I found this fish outfit. It's a big yellow fish, the big black eyes, and you put this kind of over your head, right? So okay, I saw what I thought was Bill outside coming in with his truck and delivering a new container. And I just assumed it was Bill, okay? We had this sense of humor, right? So it was funny, but it was stupid, but I still remember it. It wasn't Bill. It was a different delivery driver or pickup driver. Bill wasn't on that route that day. So I decided to be funny with Bill. And I put on this outfit. It's like a Mardi Gras thing, big head of a fish. And I came out there in this fish outfit, and I was on the dock, dancing away with the fish outfit on. Well, as it turned out, it wasn't Bill. And this guy, I don't know what he was thinking. I have no idea what he was thinking. I didn't hang around to find out. I think I said, I thought you were Bill. Sorry. The guy probably said, what a fucking lunatic. I mean, I would do funny things like that. Because that's what I do. I don't mind doing funny things like that. I could be a real goofball when I want to be. I just have a sense of humor. And some people maybe take things a little bit too seriously. That's really not me. Part of me, I think when somebody calls me a child molester, well, I take that seriously, obviously so. But you got to have a sense of humor to get by in life, no matter what. Okay, well, this is my second show. I want to pay attention to the family, but I still have to do some other shit too. You know what I have to do exactly. I got to finish off on some exercise here. Because if I don't, it's like what I said yesterday. If I don't do it, I'm not going to do it. So you just go and do it. I ate a wonderful breakfast, and nobody complained about that breakfast. Broccoli, oatmeal with cinnamon, a dash of honey, with almond milk in it, a couple of free-range chicken eggs, very small, 2 of them that were poached, no oil. That was my breakfast. And I still got to take certain vitamins with that. I haven't done that so far. Not too shabby, huh? I don't think so. Papa, you better be simulcasting me, man, because I don't know what's going on with you, man. You haven't been lately. I guess you ran out of shit to say about me, I guess. Is Popeye simulcasting me? And anybody want to check on there? I mean, I'll know after the show here, but he's kind of lagging behind all this. Is he finally learning that he's just played out? Just totally played out. He don't know what to talk about anymore. I get it. Jay, by the way, you're short. Can we look at that thing of Barry again one more time? Here we go. You ready? I love presenting this. There you go. Guess who's Barry? Take a wild guess on that. Guess who's me? No, there's no levels going on. It was level ground on the grass. But then Gigante turned on me too, as he does. I don't know why. Oh yeah, Bama's definitely taller than Frank. Come on, Gigante. Why would you say something like that? Well, it's just to prove it. There's Gigante, there's Bama, and there's little old me. Little old Frail Frank. And there's little old Barry. The midget fidget from hell. Face only a mother can love, and maybe not. With his cigarette, which is part of his personality. With his bald head. I'm towering over him, obviously. Right, Biggie? Right, Mick? Right, Popeye? Right, Nico? Am I not? You're going to deny this too? Are you? Are you? Are you really? You think that goober is taller than me? Really? See, I don't see that. Well, Popeye always has something to say about that too, but look at this motherfucker. That was 12 years ago. He's looking like shit. And we saw a most recent picture of him. He wasn't looking very good at all. It's easy for people to talk. You know how that works. Talk. They can't live up to what they say. Oh, well. Oh, but now, see what I mean? Gigante turned around again when he was joining the big boys club and saying that Obama was definitely taller than me. Now you're saying on Discord that he's saying that Barry's only 5'3". So which is it, Gigante? Make up your mind. Master of Puppets, hello, by the way. Which is it? Which is it? You saw the photographs. I've been putting it on and off for the past 2 days. Very simply put, although I'm not a very tall man, I'm certainly towering over Barry. He better not use his little man complex in fucking prison because he's going to get the shit beat out of him. Now, he's been in there. Has it been 2 weeks now? Can you guys straighten me out? I really don't mark it on the calendar. I should. How long has he been in there now? Is it officially 2 weeks? How long has it been? He must have gotten into some kind of trouble by now. Because he ain't liking being there and his attitude the way it is. Now, cocky he is, he's bound to open his mouth. He's bound to get in trouble with a trustee or one of the inmates. But I'm sure he's buddy-bubby with the Vitaly, the Russian guy. I'm pretty sure of that. And I don't know how much money he's raised. But like I said, I don't care either way. Because if he raises his money, I make money. If he doesn't raise money, he gets to stay, and he loves free rent. He was boasting about the detention center in Mandawi, wasn't he? I'm living a good life here. I don't have to pay no rent. Ha, ha, ha. And he was laughing. I don't have to pay no rent. Ha, ha, ha. And I got this here, and I got my Xbox. Ha, ha, ha. Fuck you. I'm having a great old time. He wasn't. Trust me. But he don't have all that shit now. In Bickerton. No, sir. He don't have that. He's going through fucking hell. And well-deserved, and I'll still say it. If you don't like what I'm saying, fuck you too. He deserves everything he's getting and more. He got away easy with me and my lawyers. Oh no, we didn't come to a stalemate. I want to make this perfectly clear. There was not like a stalemate or something going on. The opposing party's lawyer, they didn't have anything on this. There was no stalemate. There was nothing like that. Not a Mexican standoff. Nothing like that. We had decided that this had been going on quite a bit, that he did serve 2 years incarceration, and we knew that he was going to get these fines. It was written in original documents that if he did plead guilty or if he was found guilty, that he would have to pay $50,000 per per charge. That's 5 charges, that's 250. And that also applied to the court, that he'd have to pay penalties that amounted to the court for the same amount of money, 50,000 per charge for court time. Having to listen to this shit. Then on top of that, he still owes, of course, money for his incarceration, or excuse me, money for his, for his overstay. So, he got fucked up in a lot of ways. And, hey, man, I'm happy with the status quo. I have no problem either way. He stays in there, he don't stay in there. I even encourage the trolls, the high roaders. Hell, all the time. I encourage them, bail the guy out. Bail the guy out. You want his freedom so much. You want to smack me in the face. Is that a way of smacking me in the face? No, it's not. Because I'm going to collect some good pocket money from this. It's a win-win situation for me all the way around, brother. With that being said, later, man, I got shit to do. Know what I'm saying? I really hope you like my profile picture. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm eating tonight. A little Brussels sprouts, roasted potatoes, and a small piece of steak. Can't have a large piece, though, no. This'll do. A lot of carbs. I have to admit that. That's quite a bit of carbs. Uh-oh. I have to pick up. Could you pick up that fork, please? That it hit the floor. Well, oh well. 10-second rule? I don't know about that. Well, let's see. Brussels. Yeah. Okay. Par excellent. But this is not a one-handed operation because she cuts the meat up, but they're stuck together. How am I supposed to do this in one hand? Oy. Okay, let's try one of these. I love these little baby potatoes. Oh, hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. 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 Uh-oh. Oh. Well, that was hot. Now that was tough getting down. All this meat is kind of stuck together, a little bit overcooked, I would say. I would say. It's just a wee bit.
To make your own syntax errors. Nice knowing you, Karen. Who needs it? Not me. I'm gonna steal that Krabby Patty formula from Mr. Krabs once and for all. And then we'll see who's made error.
Okay.
Yes. Don't forget to blink. Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay, team, listen up. We're on our own now. So
Potatoes are a little bit hot.
Now I know you all look But the last thing that
It's a ribeye, but a little bit overcooked. But still good. No A1, no nothing on it. Just some Brussels sprouts, very healthy. And potatoes, well, sussel, roasted. And of course, this. Oh, another hot potato. Oh my. Oh, by the way, the guy that keeps on writing me, well, now and then, doesn't like me at all. May I ask you, but because I'm beginning to wonder. So many people complain. Don't like my show. I don't want to listen to that crap. Well, you know, no one's forcing you to. You actually like me. Afraid to say it. Afraid to show their love.
This tastes kind of bad.
Would you buy it though?
Well, yeah.
Hot, hot. Ooh, hot, 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 hot.
Though I have noticed a side effect.
So if you're gonna write me,
He loves it.
just be honest and tell me how you feel. But you know, tell me how you really feel. I don't force anybody to watch my show, but they do. They do. See, I don't want to eat that fat. I would throw that to the side. All right. So, if you're going to write me, have something nice to say. I might say something nice back. But as I said, I don't force you to make all your complaints to me in an email. That's anyway. Tell me how you really feel. I mean, really feel. Just tell me you love me. It's okay. Man's a man.
You turned the crab in some kind of museum?
That's right, me boy. It's all history now. But you have the most important job of all. You give tours and sell tchotchkes in the gift shop.
Yeah, but what if someone wants a Krabby Patty?
See, that's the fatty pieces I don't eat. See the fatty pieces. Give it to my dogs. Okay, I need 2 hands for this thing.
See, customers at the museum can cook the patties themselves. Like this. It's so convenient.
And what about me?
Don't worry, Squidward.
All right,
You're fired.
much better.
Well, do I get rehired for a new job at the museum too?
No, you're just fired.
What? You don't fire me. I quit. I've got my resignation letter all prepared. Here, Mr. Krabs.
You have a ticket, sir. Can't be in a museum without a ticket.
I tendered my resignation.
It was interesting. I was looking at my subscriber list. I got a lot of, what is Nujian? I got a lot of, Koreans? Was it Thailand? They watch my show. There's some interesting subscribers, actually. Never really checked my sub list. I got some interesting people. That's a Brussels sprout, baby Brussels sprout.
The original home of the Krabby Patty, now available in the frozen food section of your local supermarket. Oh, and don't forget to buy souvenirs at the gift shop.
Attaboy! Embrace the future!
I do tend to eat earlier than the other folks. I at the table with them because they always make something a little different, and I tend to eat early, so I eat.
Windows.
My ultimate SpongeBob, come on!
Not too bad. Uh-oh. Got a runaway potato.
Just don't touch anything.
Look, I win it!
Get that out. Patrick, come around in here. This is Sandy's big rocket, not some kind of.
Oh, am I making you hungry, folks? I didn't mean to. See, there's fat on here. Gotta take that off. Now, see? What you gotta do? You're gonna eat your red meat. You know, cut the fat off.
Okay, one more. Okay, that's enough. Let's go.
Oh, wait! I think this one starts it!
Patrick, what are you doing? I'm the space traveler here, and I happen to know.
This dinner is brought to you by My Philippines Interest. The only. Hello, William. Yeah, it's Brussels sprouts, roasted potatoes, and kind of a very small ribeye. And I've been peeling off the fat. Don't need all that fat. Okay, two-handed job. Hold on.
Look, we're in space now. Whee!
Hey! Somebody get me down! Hey, SpongeBob, what's this?
Okay,
Got your toothpaste in
much better.
butter.
Oh, she always cooks. She does most of the cooking around here, actually.
I can do this.
Brussels. Of course, I never see anybody else eating Brussels sprouts around here, not even my girlfriend, but oh well. I know what I like to eat. Got creative today. I had this metal bar, and I put a couple of light weights that I had loose there on each end, kind of secured it. Not a permanent secure, but now I got a little barbell. Oh, very lightweight, but not what I wanted, but got a little creative.
Can't you see this is all a trick? The aliens are projecting our memories onto the environment. You're trying to confuse us, Patrick.
So you mean to say they've taken what we thought? They can make us think we thought our thoughts and then thinking our thoughts we think we thought?
Oh,
Okay, but I'm not going to fall for it.
You got him, SpongeBob!
SpongeBob.
Hey, I forgot all about her.
Now these potatoes, a lot of carbs. I know. I'm making up, to Brussels and
Come on, Patrick. The more the merrier.
make up for it a little bit.
Alien hunting! Alien hunting!
Potatoes are filling, though, I will tell you that.
Yeah, alien hunting.
Should be sweet potatoes, not white, really.
Patrick, let's drop in on our old pal Squidward and see what he's up to.
I mean, better for you.
You sure you're going?
Anyway, I don't want to bore you guys. I watched one of the last series of Bad Boys with Will Smith. They weren't really bad. To watch over again. Oh man, potatoes was making me full here. Well, I'm not sure you would expected. What do you think I wanted to talk about? That's all, dude. I want to bore the troll, and I just want to bore him to death. In the process, I'll be boring myself to death, but oh well. His dish was not made to be on the arm of my chair here. No, it wasn't. Are you bored yet? Be honest. Good shit, man. except for one thing.
Hey, Mr. Krabs, what happened to your metal pig?
Tends to be a lot of
Look beyond me, boy.
oxalates in Brussels sprouts. That's
Sees his Squidward.
not good for kidney stone. One last Brussels.
I don't know the meaning of them horrible words.
Don't want these little green puppies to go to waste.
I take out that garbage. It's starting to give me a rash.
I'm full already, but I got 2 potatoes. I got it down. Can I do it? It's not really good. You're supposed to stop eating when you start feeling a little bit full, but when it comes to potatoes, I don't waste them. Ooh, man, look at that. One more. Oh, fell off the dish.
What is that? What is that?
That's a potato.
Why is that potato round?
Potatoes are generally round or whatever, you know.
I was like thinking like.
Here we go. Yeah, potatoes.
Farmers do to those potatoes.
Eating too fast here. No, they're baby potatoes. Little babies, they want their mama. Little baby potatoes. You gotta see how big the mama is, though. Mamma mia. Mia amore. Okay. Did you girls eat? Oh, excuse me. God, don't eat that fast, dude. Have some water. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, where's my favorite cup? What are they making? Oh, that's pork and peppers and all that shit. I don't. Yeah, I know. I don't eat pork, as you know.
That's why I cook for you separate.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Because I need pork in there.
No pork for me. See, I bring.
Don't give it.
They haven't eaten yet.
No.
Let them wait a little bit. Ginger's got good weight on her, but Sal is a little overweight. See what a good man he is? I invite you to dinner. I can't take you out for dinner, but I can invite you to my dinner. Hell, what do you think I ate all day? Think I ate rice and fish heads? Nah, I don't think so. You can. Don't let me stop you. Ain't that creative? Where is it? I got to fix to one end, but I made a little barbell. I just go out and buy them. This is just something to fuck around with. I mean, lightweight. My dogs could press that, you know. But I had these weights, these little tiny weights. I had this bar, and I figured, well, you know, not Wally bar, but I figured, what the hell? It'll work for something. I tell you, I'm at that point where I passed a cabinet or something. I'm doing vertical push-ups. I'm sitting on the chair, doing up and down on the chair, you know, for my legs. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. Oh, sounds familiar. So, you know, I'm doing a few things. I see my physique change a little bit. I actually have a little bit of pecs. Yeah, not saggy like the other guy, but like mammary glands. But yeah, I know. I mean, I noticed a little difference. I mean, come on, you know, really nothing radical to boast about. But you know, I kind of pride myself at my age, actually, for you know really doing any of this shit. I gotta give myself a little bit of credit. Easy money. I work at as well every other day minimum. I do a lot of exercise all my life. At 64, many say I look 44. I agree. Yeah, you can. It's the exercise that helps. I mean, it doesn't hurt. You might want to take collagen tablets too. Good for your skin, help to build muscle too, in combination with, you know, your proteins. But Just a suggestion. But like I said, I can't give out medical advice. Not really medical, but do your own research on collagen. It's good for skin and hair and muscle building. But stay away from steroids. You got a lot of these people on here. They flexing their muscles, and they're all fucking taking steroids, anaerobic, whatever. They're not going to tell you that though. I'm pretty sure MJ the Flipper is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. I don't know. You got to make a choice. You're building muscles for what? Is it for looks? Uh, is it for strength? Yeah, there's a different way of training for either one. Cardio, yeah. I always would recommend that. But some people just want to look good in their tight shirts. But it's got to be more than that. Not just to show off. Look at my abs, look at my six pack. And then afterwards, they drink a six pack. I don't know, man. I would love to get a testosterone replacement therapy, but what I see is it's more expensive here than in the States. Well, it's not a totally bad idea. I thought about it. I mean, if you want your sex drive to be on 16 years old, that might help. I don't have a 16-year-old sex drive. Not like that. I got my drive, but sometimes I put the car in park every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, park the car. Sometimes you gotta park the car. Not only that, but it gives great energy and muscle growth. Yeah, it does. But steroids, unfortunately, were not good for the heart. I mean, a lot of guys, they may not know it, but they may have an underlying heart condition that they're not aware of. And the use of, anabolic steroids or whatever, that, know your limitations with just about everything. I do a little exercise here and there every day, but I know my limitations. And I also have a little digital meter sometimes put on my finger too, and besides having a regular blood pressure monitor, but it measures my O2, and my O2 is over 95. It's on an average of 96, 97, which ain't too bad. And I monitor my heart rate. The idea is that you want to increase your heart rate to get the results you want, but I kind of set a limit. Well, it's been many years since I've had a stress test. And I did that whole thing. They said, well, don't go over 140, but that was a lot of years ago, but I'm a lot older now. So I kind of watch it, I kind of watch it. Well, howdy, folks. Very well put, Mr. Ice Store. Yeah, and I gotta tell you, like yesterday, man, I was sitting down actually watching TV. And now the kids got SpongeBob up. Since I got the kids over here now visiting, I give them some TV time, instead of me, But, that's it. It's my chair. When they're sitting on my chair, I'm not in there. I walk in the room, they immediately get up. Do you want the remote? Do you want the remote? They know. But, they are kids, and I got to give them, such a horrible man I am with children, I got to give them that opportunity to, watch things that, kids like to watch. They don't always like to watch grown-up stuff. And besides, every damn movie that I turn on is violence. I mean, look what you got. It's just, you kind of flick through your Netflix, what's available, and YouTube and all that. And what do you have? What interests people? I'll tell you what interests people. Everything I see is guns and shoot 'em up and killing and blood and everything else. Everybody's into blood. Isn't this world getting violent? You watch all the movies, and and all this is blood and people shooting each other up. Watch your cartoons. I gave up my movies for you. I'll go back in there and I'll change it.
Hello. Look at that.
Ah,
You did right.
you don't want to watch SpongeBob? Well, you made the choice.
Ito na, he wants to borrow my phone.
She wants to borrow your phone? Why?
Going TikTok.
TikTok? Oh, gosh, you're going to be another spoiled Filipina with your TikTok? And what are you going to do on TikTok anyway? You're going to dance? You're going to sing? Don't be shy. Talk to Uncle Frank. Give me a big smile. Man, she wanted to get that phone. She wants to get that phone. Oh, what a crazy generation we're living in now. I mean, electronics are cool and all that stuff. They come in handy, but like I've always said, and I'll continue to say, it's really taken real socialization away from people. It really has. People don't know how to socialize anymore, you know, person to person, and that's all gone. That's all gone. It's all gone. I'm gonna turn the outside lights on. There we go. Close my curtains so there's no snipers out there. There we go. No red dots on me, buddy. Okay. Speaking of violence on TV, my goodness. It's the Love Boat. It sure is. Nothing but love around this household. You remember the Love Doctor? Remember the Love Doctor? Yeah, love my ass. I'm the Wallet Doctor. Yeah, I'll fix anything that's ill with my fat wallet. Anyway, ain't that the truth? Day today, otherwise, it's actually been very laid back. And sometimes I like it, but you know, sometimes, oh God, we see we're all in the living room. I swear to you, everyone that owns a phone got the phone out. Now, of course, her older daughter, Nina, she does work on her computer. You know, she's a CPR. She does work from home. From home. You know, but then all the other kids that they're around, I swear, every single one of them's got their phone out, including myself and including Gilda. So, damn. I don't know anyone who doesn't know. The poorest people in the world own phones. Go figure on that one. You go to Biafra, they got phones. You go to the middle of a jungle somewhere, and some of the most remote tribes are walking around with cell phones. And I'm like, how do you do that? Where do you get the money for the cell phone? Where do you get the data? Or is there a satellite? I'll tell you what, they progressed. A lot of these natives, you think they're running around, you know, with spears in their hands. Some of them still are. But they always have a shack, and somehow, they got internet. They got satellite. Joking, man. What a crazy generation. Man, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Oh, it's hot in this room because I'm not turning the air conditioner on. I'm just, at night, it's on. I high. And let me tell you why, because you probably say, well, you might as well put the heater on, Frank, if you're going to put it on 26 or 27 centigrade. It's not really true, because if it's a lot hotter than that outside, and you got it on, say, 26 in your room, and you got a ceiling fan on, it's going to feel cooler. You're going to feel it. In fact, there are times toward the early morning, it could get so cold that I get up early anyway. And when I do get up, I wind up shutting the air conditioner off. And I don't want to be running two at once. And I've been, because most of the kids here that are visiting we've got another mattress too, and they're all kind of gathering in the living room, you know, to keep cool. This way, you got the TV there, they got blah, 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 you know. One does her remote work on a computer. So, you know, one happy family there, all in the living room, just doing their thing. Well, it is warm. I will tell you that. I think it was 37 or so in Manila today, with an index of about 41, something like that. Do they have a theater in Bickerton to watch movies? I think every now and then that they may actually have a movie to occupy. I don't think that's very often, but that's not impossible. I mean, you need something to occupy your time. Now, I'd say if I was in that position, I'd do exercise. Well, that's easier said than done. I mean, that's something you should do, but when it's that hot, it makes it like really hard to want to exert yourself. A more controlled situation, you could do that kind of stuff, but I think that would be hard for me. But you don't want to sit there and eat Oreos from the commissary all day, or noodles, and not be active. That's going to put your weight on. Sha na 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 na. When the skies are gray. Oh, is she visiting him? And how would you know that anyway? Did Barry do a show or something, or she do a show? I don't know. I don't always keep up with everything. I rely on you gentlemen out there. Visiting time, huh? If so, I'm sure she brought him some goodies. I hope she did. But I think she had to be strip searched to get in there, though. I'm not sure how she'd like that. Oh, there's a big to-do about that. I forgot what year it was. They had a girl go in there, strip search her, cavity search. They wanted to lift her bra up to see her tits and all that shit. Yeah, go through that just to visit your boyfriend. But I don't know if she could visit him, to be honest with you. My understanding is that family only. They're not family. He could lie that they're married, but unless they ask for a marriage certificate, maybe they can get away with it or something. I don't know. I don't know. So where are you getting this information? Okay. Posted on her Facebook 10 minutes ago, seen on Discord, so it's not on her show. All right, so she went to Manila to visit the old boy. I'm sure he appreciated the visit, because I don't really think anybody's really visiting him there. God, when she sees the living conditions there, she's not going to tell you what she feels about it, but I'm sure if she did go there and seen the living conditions, well, I think she's going to get back to that drinking again. Posted on her Facebook. Her Facebook? Well, I don't go to her Facebook. Well, send me a link or something on my email or something. When the skies are gray, stop by, pass on by a church. No. Walked down by a church. I passed along the way. Well, I got down on my knees and I began to pray. I began to pray. Correct. He said correct. Meaning. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't think. I think you have to be you have to be related to visit. I think you have to be related. Now, unless something's changed, but that's my understanding. Yeah. But whoever does visit you, they are allowed to bring some food, but they have to thoroughly check the food out. There's not a little, hacksaw in there or something like that, or drugs or something like that. But to get into there, I think you got to be searched because they're afraid of contraband. Oh, they don't like contraband coming in there. Ooh, no. And cigarettes are even considered contraband. Where do they smoke and hide it? You smell the tobacco. I'm sure the trustees would know, but then again, if you throw a few coins to the trustee, he'll not only let you smoke, but he'll go out and buy the cigarettes for you too. Discord is still disputing the inches. Oh, come on. What's there to dispute? You've seen the picture. I think it's probably on my thumbnail right now, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I think it is. Last I checked. What's there to dispute? Oh yeah, Vitali. Maybe Vitali can loan Frisbee the money, pay him back 150 pesos a month. Well, Vitali needs a friend in there. Why not? Why not Bummer? They get along real well. They're cut from the same, teeth or whatever. I mean, well, he don't have any teeth, Harry, but the same cloth or whatever. Well, that's his problem, man. If I'm in there, it's my problem. But he's in there right now, it's his problem. And let him deal with the heat and the urine smell and the rats and the cockroaches and all the mean people in there. I'm sure he cried. If she came over, he'd probably cry like, ah, it's so good to see you. You're my rock. You're so important to me. Can you bring me some Jack Daniels? How about a pack of Mighty Whites? Oh, I can see it now. I can see it now. Called visualization. So, what did she have to say about her visit on Facebook, by the way? She went to visit him, and did she say Barry is wonderful? He's having a great old time. Like she said before, that it was a better place than the detention in Mandawi. At least that's what she said on one of her shorts one time on her show, and you'd want to believe that, yeah. Frank, it's sad. Hagante showed he is only 5'7", so everyone says you're 5'3". How could Hagante show him as being 5'7", Barry, if he's not 5'7"? And Mantis is about 5 foot. Yeah, I mean, he's not too much taller than that. Hey, I'm a short dude, man. I'm like barely even 5'7" these days with bone loss. And you saw the picture, and I was towering over him. Not like the Eiffel Tower, but I was towering over him. Clear to see. There was no embankment. There was no incline. It was just straight ground, dirt, and grass. And that's all it was. That's all. Is it on there right now? On my thumbnail? You're probably looking at it right now. If it's on there. I'm assuming it is. Hagante showed that he's only 5'7", so everyone says you're 5'3". So you're saying Hagante is showing that Barry is 5'7"? So I'm only 5'3"? A little bit opposite there. Yeah. Esther says, she did a video in a car, said she was going to see her love. Her love. I don't know about women anymore, man. She sees it's a total losing proposition there. I mean, you're getting older. You got to wise up. Sometimes it's time to move on. Well, I mean, if you love somebody, if I got separated from Gilda, I'd stay in touch. Still love her and all that stuff. But I'd come and visit her in Asia or whatever. I mean, I live in Asia. I've been gone for her 14 months one time, and man, we stayed in touch. It was all good, She did a video in a car, said she was going to see her love. Oh, how precious is that? It'll bring a tear to my eyes. I bet he cried like a baby when she came over there. Look how I'm living, honey. You got to get me out of here. You better call Big E and McFisher and everybody and beg him and tell him I need the money. Fuck Frank, give him the money. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially if Shaw goes there and sees how he's living. Oh, she'll be on the phone with Big E. Toot sweet. Toot sweet. Absolutely. No, Hagante showed his ID. Hagante is 5'7", you're saying? Or showed Barry's ID? You're not being very clear. Hagante is not a real big, tall man. He's a big guy. More in bulk, He's not like a really tall guy. You saying if Hagante is 5'7"? Gigante is saying that he's 5'7". No, I don't know. Truthfully, I haven't seen Gigante for a long time. I've only seen him standing up once when he came over. The only time I've ever seen him was at this resort. Came with Barry, and he was sitting down most of the time. I didn't measure his height. You know what I mean? So Gigante showed his ID, and it says 5'7". I don't know about that. Well, Gigante's not tall. He's got girth. He's a big guy in a different way. He's not tall. You know, he's not tall. But 5'7", I don't know. I thought he'd be bigger than that. It's been a while since I've actually seen him, so I don't remember everything. Well, he can say what he wants, whatever his height is, but he can't deny how short Barry is. It's undeniable. He met Barry. He could lie about his height or something, the Barry's height, but I've seen him, and you've seen the picture. It's probably right on here right now. If it's not, let's put it. Okay. There you go. You do what you want with this. There you go. Yeah, Gigante's not that tall. He's just kind of, bulky. And because of his beard, it makes him look like a big tough guy, and look at Barry right in between. Yeah. Well, Gigante could be 5'7" because I'm barely 5'7". I'm barely. I had a lot of disc space, lost in disc space. So look at the picture, and look at Barry compared to us. You could imagine how small Barry really is. There you go, right? There you go. Shows you. Looks like Grizzly Adams in that photo. Yeah. I don't know. People like beards, and I just don't know why. And I think it's a manly man thing, that they look more like a lion than a pussycat. I mean, unless you live in the Arctic or somewhere and you need to warm your face up, I could see you wearing a beard, but I don't even see the purpose of a beard. It's more maintenance. It's less hygienic. Food gets stuck in it all the time. You're always washing your beard. Well, some people don't even wash their beard. They got rotted food in there, and if they smoke, their beard is actually turning orange. I've seen that with a lot of people. Their beard and mustache had real orange color from the tobacco. I just think beards are gross, man. I never grow a beard. Never. No offense against anybody who has one, but yeah, probably an inch taller than me. He's not that. Hello, James Ballsworth. Good evening. I have a great question. What does it matter who's taller than who? Kindergarten. Well, no, I'm just answering to these people that are constantly saying that Barry's taller than me, and of course that's absurd. You've seen the pictures. I don't know what it matters to them, really. I mean, but it's just to get the facts straight and just show the pictures and end it all. No, Barry's a short dude, man. You know, he's really short. If anybody ever met him in person, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Yeah. Conti is definitely 5 inches taller than Frisbee. Yeah, it's got to be. Everything. But no, Hagante wasn't a real tall guy. Nah. Maybe a little taller than me. Yeah. He just looks bigger because he's kind of a bigger body. He's designed differently than I am. You're not going to call Hagante frail, because he's not frail. Just tell the truth when it's the truth. Higante's not frail either. But compared to Higante, yeah, because he's pretty bulky. I don't know if it's fat or muscle or a combination of both. I don't know. It don't matter to me, but he's bigger than me. Let's put it that way. I mean, not too much in height, but girth and all that. A giant among giants. Jack and the Beanstalk. Barry would be the bean, I guess. So, Shauna na na na, when the skies are gray, went to see Barry today. Wow. It's been, how long has it been, guys? 2 weeks? Has it been 14 days? I've asked, I'm telling you, man, I don't put a check on this. I really don't. When did he go in there? I don't remember. I don't remember. It's got to have been a real tough 2 weeks, but of course Barry will say different. It's easy, man. I get along with these people, made some friends, and oh, they like me a lot. Yeah. Esther says there's a poll on Discord. Who's taller, you or Abo J? Oh, I'm definitely taller than Jay. I didn't even have to meet him. I've seen enough videos of him. No, I'm definitely taller than Jay. Meet him in person. I've seen the videos when he was like with Ricky, all these people that he met up with in the bars and all that shit. I've seen his height. He's not a he's as short as Barry. Maybe slightly taller, but if he is, it's not that much. Never mind that photograph they put on there where Jay was in front of the jail cell and Barry's behind the bars. Understand, Jay was in the forward part of the picture, forward. And of course, he's going to appear bigger than anything in the background. I mean, you have to trust me on that with my photography background. I know how this shit works visually, whether it's camera or my own eyes, whatever, but no, he's not much bigger than Barry. No. The ticker says it's day 17 in Bikiton. Oh, they have a ticker on that now? I didn't know they had a ticker on that one. They had one for the, over in Mandawi, but today is 17 days? Seriously? Wow. Time's going by fast. I can get out of it. Oh, come on. Well, the sooner they pay, help the boy out, the sooner he can get out, right? Cool. Looking at my monitor. Well, it's like, shit or get off the pot. You know what I mean? If you want to help the guy out, you help him out. Stop, they bullshit about it. They don't think it's fair that he's in there or whatever. Okay, well, knock yourself out. You know what you have to do. And I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with him being in Bikiton, period. No, nothing. They had to store him somewhere, and oh well, they had to take him out of the detention in Mandawi, and they put him in Bikiton. I have nothing to do with that. I have absolutely, and I'm being honest, I have absolutely nothing to do with that. It's just turned out that way, Can't blame that one on me. I would like to see it happen by the judge doing a sentence and all that, but that, we agreed not to do that. So it's like I don't do him any favors. I did him one up, let me tell you that. I could have let this thing ride on forever. It just wasn't worth it anymore. Got to catch some shit on the way and work on the next thing. That's just how you do it. Go ahead. Go. You want to go investigate? Go ahead. Go. Go. So the very fact that he's in Bikiton, no, don't look at me. Don't look at me. I have nothing to do with that. Zero. I wish I could take the credit, but I can't take the credit for. It was a matter of, as Curly says, he's the victim of circumstance. That's exactly what it was. Don't look at me. I have nothing to do with that. Nada. But there's some people out there with fat wallets that could help him out. Help the boy out. I'm sure Shauna Nanana is working very hard to make that happen. But you know what I don't understand? If her family loves him so much, and by the way, Most of her family didn't even know that he was in detention for those 2 years, and she actually told the family that he was back in America working or something. Can you imagine that? She was hiding the fact that her boyfriend was in jail. Oh my God. But the other thing I was going to say about that was that if they're supposed to love him so much as she say, come on, they cannot collectively get together and get him out of there. Come on now. She has to have some influence on her family. She has a sister that has money that lives in Manila. Why haven't they helped him out? No, she does. Her sister, I understand, has money and property and all that stuff. Then why aren't they helping him out? Because they probably don't like him. Okay, years from now, people will be saying, how'd that guilty plea work for you, bummer? Oh well, everything played in the hands of somebody. So that's a good question. Look, she owns the motorcycle, right? Okay, listen to this. I want you guys to listen to this. Listen hard. If you disagree with me, say so, you know. She owns a motorcycle, but oh, it's convenient for her brother to use it. I mean, that motorcycle is worth, a bit of pesos. She loves the guy so much, why don't she reclaim the motorcycle, sell it, and help her boyfriend out? Why isn't she doing that? And she has a family that has a little bit of money, her sisters, you know, they got money. Why aren't they helping Shaw out to help him out? I don't know. Explain to me. Because I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense. They love him so much, but they're not helping him? I mean, really? Really? I don't know. Go figure. And then all the people that were supporting Barry, nobody's helping him. They're all kicking dirt in his face. I guess they're saying how they really feel about him after all. But part of it, too, is that if they bail him out, it means that there's a considerable amount of money that's coming my way, and I think that's part of the problem, I think. Yeah. 250 big ones, 250,000 big ones. Yeah, think about that. So that's kind of part. Sorry, I had a glitch on here. Does Frisbee the Hobgoblin Waffle Flipper Hunter Mantis, you said it all, have the ice maker? No, she took the ice maker, or his so-called girlfriend at the ice maker. She's holding on to that stuff for him. She's holding on to it for him. That's all I know. I don't know everything. I only know what I know, what I know, what I know, what I know. Oh, it's so nice and cool out here now, man. Unfortunately, the rest of the house, other than the living room, is very warm. I can't imagine what it's like in Bickerton. I don't want to imagine. Seriously, don't. Wow. Oh my gosh. What's going on? I just had steak and stuff. What are you doing?
Eating.
You're eating? Wow. Damn. Is that lemon juice? Oh no, that's passion fruit. That's passion fruit. They got pork. They still got more little baked potatoes. They got lechon. They got some shomai over there. I'll take a couple of shomai. I'll read the comments in a second. And I began to pray. I began to pray.
The guy says,
Oh, I can't resist a couple of shomai. Oh, okay. Yum yum num 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 num. Num 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 num.
he said,
Remember when Barry lied? And another one. Num 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 num. Okay. Remember when Barry Okay. We gotta stop meeting like this. I mean, really? I gotta get tucked in, so let me. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, everybody all comfortable and tucked in. Well, it's cold enough in here. Do you want to raise the temperature? Oh, that's only 25. Oh my. Oh my. That's too much. How about. What? Wrong one. Ah, okay. Can't see a damn thing. Oh, no, no, no. 27. That should do. All right. Good night, boys and girls. Good night. Good night. Sweet dreams and flying machines. Okay. Girls, you're in or out. If you come in this room, you're going to stay there. I'll tell you what. Let them out when they need to let out. Come on, Ginger. You want to come in? No? Okay. If she wants to go out, let her out. Don't separate them. Go ahead. She wants to go out. Okay. Okay. Business first, guys. It's the family. Got to take care of family. Got to say goodnight to the girls. Okay. This is a routine. Got to rub her belly. Okay. Say goodnight to Daddy. Say goodnight. You too. I got to do this. You got to do this. Scratch a little, rub a little. Say goodnight to Daddy. Say goodnight. Say goodnight. Say goodnight. Look at that. Okay. Oh, Daddy love you too. Daddy love you too. All in the family. Sorry, the lighting. Okay, girls. Say goodnight to everybody. Okay. Now. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hey, good looking. Spend a little time with me. Do 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 do. So if I've got to take a piss, you don't mind. The late night tuck-in show. This is where I have to cut you off in here, though. You don't mind, do you? Okay, where were we, folks? It's my tuck-in show, Gilda May. Here we are. And what you doing? Playing games on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
I got 20 pesos.
Oh, you gambling?
Rebates. Yeah, rebates 20
Knock him
pesos.
dead, man. Knock him dead. There you go. There you go. Yep. So, when the skies are gray was claiming they went over to Manila to Bigatan. How many people believe that? Skies are gray was just there about a week or two ago. And by road, can you get to from Car to Manila by car? You can't get to Manila by car from Car, right? You have to.
Lantarek?
Yeah.
Yeah, from here going to...
Don't you have to take a plane from there to there? I don't know.
If Lantarek, so from car, it's depend.
It
Mostly
depends.
that one.
They're connected by a landmass. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know the geography. I just don't know. You know.
Like in here in Bugo.
Mm-hmm.
They go there and
Oh, I guess. Okay, it is.
yeah, Surigao to like
Yeah, gotcha.
Lantarek.
So who believes that? It's a ploy, I tell you. It's a ploy. It's all a ploy. It's all a ploy. It's all a ploy. I hate to have to tuck you guys in all the time, but I don't know. I'm so devoted to my viewers. I even tuck in my dogs and the family. The family. Oh, bring a tear to my eye. To have that family unit. It's precious. It's just absolutely precious. Hello, Judge Dredd. Yeah, I'm back. Oh no, is Abo J running his mouth again? Did he put a show on? It was just on Discord. Where was this? What does Abo J happen to say today? Do tell. I'm here I've got a good ear, literally. I'm all ears, but that's kind of plural. I'm all ear. And Jerry running his mouth. Where are they running their mouth? Where are their mouths running? On Discord? Did they both put on their own shows today? I mean, you got to give you the facts. Flying Circus did a few good. He's got 3 subscribers to his show. He got knocked off. But he's putting some clips of Fazio on there that were kind of funny, actually. I didn't subscribe to his show. Fazio really was a fucking freakazoid, man. You know, since you haven't obviously heard him for a while because he's not around anymore, when you look at some of his old videos, it really brings to light what a cuckoo bird this guy was. I mean, he was out there and not in left field and not coming in for the ball. I mean, this guy was out there. Oh, I mean on Big Kevin's today or whatever it was. Did he do 2 shows today or did one, Big Kevin? He did one. Oh, he had one this evening, right? Oh, that's right. He was supposed to have one this evening. Or something. Did he? I don't know. I don't know. If he did, I didn't listen to it. I know he had a show scheduled or something, but he actually got out of the apartment. I was surprised. He took a bus or something, or I don't know what the deal was. I don't know. It's one thing to move out of the country, but, I mean, you know, in his case, I mean, he can't walk very well, kind of a bum knee, but you can't stay in all the time either. So, I don't know. But, no matter what country he goes to, it's the same thing. Same shit. Nothing changes. He's going to go to a bar to get company, buy him drinks to girls, and rinse and repeat. I mean, was that worth moving out from your aunt's basement? He had all that comfort and, all the amenities of America. And I don't know. I think he thought he was doing something good for himself. But how about a little Tom Sack thumbs up here, folks? I don't, I'm not really sure what he's accomplishing. I would have spent the money. He's supposed to be so tight with his daughter, or his kids, but he's never made an effort at all to go see them. Instead, he was buying all these toys, that make noise, that light up, green screens, new microphones, new phones. But what about his precious children? What about the special children? Not much of an issue in his life, I guess. Oh, I send him money. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're always begging for money on your show. I don't know, man. What, one thumbs up? That's it? Out of 18 people on here? One thumbs up? You're going to hurt my feelings pretty soon here. 22 now and still one thumbs up. Wow, I think I know who's out there tonight. Yeah, Judge, he never mentions his kids. He really doesn't. Did you give me a thumbs up, Judge? Somebody. Oh, we got two. Oh, now we're talking. Sorry about the sniffing. It's that season. It's always that season. No, he never visited at all. Terrible. 3 thumbs up. Okay, that's working. All this time he's making money, begging and everything. Big E giving him money, everybody giving him money. And I remember in the past he was supposed to see his kids. Never did. He didn't make a goddamn effort. They live in Australia. That's not far. And actually where he is now, he shouldn't have a problem getting to Australia to visit his kids. That's not a really long flight from Asia. No, it's not. Always an excuse. Yeah. All right, Judge, I'm glad you did. Thanks for the thumbs up. Now we got 3 out of 18. Well, me being one of the 18 on here, actually, as far as how many people online and viewing at the moment. The skies are gray is supposed to be visiting her sweetie. How many people on here believe that? How many people believe that? No, too short of a clip. I think it was instructed by the harem master to do that. That's what I think. Unless the mother turned the kids against him. Yeah, I wouldn't be. As I said, there's more behind the story of the bolo knife in his head. Look, it takes a lot for somebody to do that. He must have done something pretty outrageous, like fuck with the guy's wife or something. Because he was a drinker and he was a real womanizer. In his younger, maybe slimmer days, more mobile, he got around, whether it was in Alaska, whether it was in Philippines. He was a skirt chaser. He probably fucked around with a relative's wife or, I don't know, something. I mean, you don't just get a bolo head in your knife, in your head. I mean, that's not an everyday occurrence. I mean, it takes a lot for somebody to do that to somebody else. I mean, it's gory, it's bloody, it's nasty, and he had to have done something pretty damn bad. So Kevin doesn't tell the truth about anything. Possibly borrowed money. Oh, there's so many possibilities, but Kevin's not going to tell you that. No, hell no, he's not. The real story. But I will say that I don't know what he was like before he had the bolo in his head, but it definitely affected his brain. There's no question about that. He's kind of slow, his whole way of talking, his whole demeanor he's slow. He's like emotionally void. He's of like maybe a 10-year-old or something, But it's not normal. It's not normal. Well, there's a lot of possibilities. Borrowed money, whatever it might have been. You probably screwed around with somebody's wife or something, and they got even with him. That's it. He'll never tell you the right story, the real story. No, nobody does on here. They're going to tell their story until somebody actually really digs into it and actually finds out the real information. And it's usually very interesting when they do find out. Okay. And the skies are gray. Was in a car, go to visit her sweetie. Do you really think that happened? I'm doubting it. I'm doubting it. Forgive me for being a doubting Thomas. That was a ploy. Just like the videos of drinking. Oh, feel sorry for me. I'm taking the drinking because I can't take the stress anymore. Or I have to prove that I'm really depressed by showing everybody and illegal people that might be interested that I've taken to drinking. Woe is me, depressed is me. It's all a ploy. Everything's a ploy. Everything's a ploy on here. Don't believe any of that shit. It's all put on for a purpose, for show. Feel sorry for me. Give me sympathy with the horrible life I'm living. My boyfriend's in jail. What am I going to do? I need money to bail him out. I need your sympathy. I need your money. I'm in a bad situation. I got to prove to immigration that I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Look at me. I took the drinking. See, I'm actually depressed. Man. I'm so many steps ahead of that shit, man. There is a small chance the bummer might not be released. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go further back than that. How do we know he's still not in the detention center in Mandawi? Now, I know we got an order. It was a legitimate order. I can show you it again. It's a legitimate order. How do we know that he is in Bickerton? How do we know that? 100% for sure, because I don't know that. He said he was going, but when his lips are moving, he could be still being Mandawi. All a ploy. They just may haven't gotten around to shipping him out. I have an open mind about that stuff. He may still be in Mandawi. Well, maybe not, because if he was in Mandawi, he'd be on that phone every single day doing a show. So maybe he is actually there. 17 days now, I heard. No, I think he's in there. But there was just a passing thought. I passed the church along the way, got onto my knees, and I began to pray. Bickerton dreaming. Da, da, da. I got it on my mind. But we're not streaming. That is a telltale sign. Yeah, I guess so. You making any money on there? Bring in the money all fried up in a pan, baby. Bring home the bacon. I don't eat pork. You were doing that for a while. You were doing pretty good. You know, these games, they take your money too. She has a friend that was going to make 8,000 pesos or something? How much was it?
16.
How much?
16,000.
16,000. And they didn't want to release her money to
They
Gcash.
released already.
Huh?
Released already.
She got it?
Yeah.
I don't see what they try to play with your head on there. How long did they hold it before? They were giving excuses, but they couldn't pay her.
Pay
What was up
5 days.
with 5 days they didn't want to pay.
She don't know how to cash out.
She didn't know how to get it out or something like that. Okay. Yeah. It's a good hobby. You do that little gambling thing on there. You just put yourself some money in the Gcash.
Now I use this one. It's already 20 pesos, so I play.
Yeah, just play 20 pesos. If you win, you win. You lose, you lose.
Yeah.
She's made money on this thing, though. Oh, I witnessed it. Every time I turned around, she's making a couple of thousand here, and then I said, wow. That's pretty good if you could do that. She had more luck than I do on these little game things on here, gambling things. Mm.
Just play like nothing.
Well, it's fun to play. I like stuff like that, but I just haven't got into it. I got to throw something into Gcash or something and play.
No, I don't know.
Well, I'm going to get that back on my phone or something and
Nah.
get the Gcash going. And I've got a Gcash number here, but, I don't put it on my line for my YouTube.
I don't have a because also well this one is a rebate. We
Mm.
got the rebate free like the
Judge Dredd says Bummer is dreaming. He will never be allowed back in the PH. No, he won't be. Okay, I already know that. I mean, of course, I've asked the pertinent questions. You would imagine I would ask my lawyer that. Under the circumstances, everything, he pleaded guilty, he's convicted, and no, he's never going to be able to come back in the Philippines. He could have tried to apply for it. It's very involved, but they won't let him back in. I mean, it's because he got a combo thing going on between the immigration overstay and combined with the 5 charges that he pleaded guilty to. So, no, it's a done deal that when he is finally able to go back, when the High Road Club decides to bail him out, get him out of there. No, he'll never see the Philippines for the rest of his life. There goes that siren. Judge Dredd says, I had a good laugh, Frank, when Bummer claimed he will pay you back when he hits the United States. Yeah, we believe that. He pay anybody else back? Ever? Never. Never. We trust him. No, they would never allow that to happen. Okay. But nevertheless, he's got to abide by the court order. He don't go anywhere. It's been, 17 days already? 17 days or something? Yeah, I had to laugh too with that. Yeah, I know. He's a very responsible man. He said, I'm going to take care of the court first. They're my first priority. No, it's not. They're all priorities. The court, me, and immigration themselves, or the money he owes on overstay fines and everything else. What were they saying? I heard it could be all the way up to $2,000 a day. I guess I'm going to have a little bill on my hands, aren't I? For these administrative bugaboos. I can't even walk there and pay it. They won't allow me. Because when the skies are gray, decided to do something very naughty. Very naughty. You've seen my beautiful family here. Does she want to separate me from my beautiful family here? How horrible for a Catholic girl, huh? Maybe that's the statement alone. Catholic girl. Hypocrisy is deafening. You need to have a job to pay Frank back or deep pockets. Yeah. Clint knows the real story. So what's the real story? Well, what story are you talking about, first of all? Well, he's just never really hear the real stories on here. Everybody, hearsay, guesstimating, and all this different shit. Different ploys to make people believe something different that ain't happening or is happening. I don't know, $250K, that's a pretty good chunk of money. You can do a lot with $250K. I wish it was American, but unfortunately, even pesos. How long does it take the average Filipino to save up 250 pesos? Figuring, let's give them a break. Say it's 17,000 a month they make, right? Right? Need like a year and a half or something to be able to save 250K. I'm not even doing the math, really. I can't do it in my head real well. Better than Barry could, but I can't do it in my head real well.
I win 400.
Oh, you got 400. Okay, that's a good start. Maybe you should quit while you're ahead. I don't know. See, now you're gonna get greedy. I've done that when I went to the slot machines, and and I don't go no casinos out here. I'm going to go to the one they're building. They're not done with the building yet over here, but it's gonna be a small casino. But I'll go there, try my luck on the one-armed bandits. I always loved them, but I never had any luck except when I went to Jersey to I went to Atlantic City with my aunt when I was young, and I won like $400 or something. Shit, I thought I won a big thing of money because the lights were going off and the sirens were going off. Then they have this like big digital jackpot sign up on the ceiling on the wall, say if you hit the jackpot, this is what you win. It was like a lot of money. But I thought I struck it big. And my aunt was losing her ass. She wasn't happy, so I gave her some of that money. I don't know, $50 or something. I made 400 or something. I don't know what. But I tell you, I thought I won the big shit. Wow. I mean, the bells were whizzing away and just sirens going off and attracting attention of everybody. They said, "You see that figure up? You see what you got on there?" It was I don't know what the hell it was, black all the way across, except for one of them was, bars. It was, the black bars, and I had it all the way across except for the last one. Instead of 3 bars, 3 bars, 3 bars, 3 bars, 2 bars. Anyway, I think it was like about $400 I won. Yeah. Ricky's been pretty quiet, hasn't he? Well, I know he went to Germany. What's going on? Ricky could have a health problem too. I don't know. Ricky, in his own way, I think is getting kind of burned out. I mean, he said that even at SNR, but then he was on afterwards. But I think even Ricky's getting played up. And I think in combination, I think what's going on is that, his pay for dates hasn't been working very well. He wants to get back with Apple, really, but I don't know. He's just getting bigger and fatter, and maybe women just don't care to even date him, even for money. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, But he hasn't been doing too well in that department. I think he's getting bummed out. That's what I think. You get to know people on here after a while, and you can pretty much figure out their next move or kind of where it's all going, It doesndoesn't take much sometimes, really. You know their character and their personality, and history tends to repeat itself, and yeah. Let's see. All right, what else is going on that's worth even talking about? I don't know, man. It's like when I do have the time, if I'm not doing a chore or watching TV or doing something with the family, I'll go on and I'll notice that whatever shows we've been on, Jim and all these different people, I don't know, man. It's just the same shit over and over again, man. And they don't know whether they're coming or going to the Philippines. It seems like they're so enamored with it. I don't know. Then they talk against it. If things don't work their way, then they're really against it. Then I don't know. This guy Jim, whatever, his wife is actually in the Philippines. He's got a kid or two, and he has to go back and forth. I mean, what's the story? Just bring her over to the United States, and he talks a lot of shit about the Philippines. Why don't you just stay in the United States? That's what I see. Oh, that's right. He was scheduled to go live tonight. That's right. He walks around with a camera, okay, so people avoid him. Yeah. I can't even really, I find it hard to listen to Big Kevin's show. It's the same shit. He's got the counter on there, and the same people are going to be on there. Same shit. Same people. talking about the same shit. Kevin gets out of his apartment. It's a major production. He went out somewhere, got out of his apartment, took a bus somewhere, maybe did a border run or something. Nah, I'm not going to spend the rest of my night listening to him. You know, it's just the same old shit. It's just a gathering place for all the trolls. That's all it is. And I know everybody's running over there now. Well, I'll let you do that. If that's what you want to do. Kick some dirt in my face. That's right. Big Kevin never has anything worthwhile to say whatsoever. He lets the trolls run his show. He's just a ringmaster. That's all he is. Just a ringmaster. Yeah. But I'm not going to bother to do that. Of course, you're going to have Flying Circus on there. You're going to have all the regulars on there. Don C will probably be on there. You're not missing anything. They say the same stuff. Last time, they practically devoted Big Kevin's whole show on me. I think the majority, or at least 65% of the show, was about me. But what else could they talk about? I'm the most happening thing on YouTube in a long time. Of course they talk about me. Why not? I always got something to say. I just can't go to a show like that where he lets the trolls take over. And he loves it because he's a ringmaster. He kisses up to them, and they kiss up to him, and he makes a couple of donations every now and again. All right, well, that's all I had to say. When the skies are gray, I don't think went to Manila to see Barry. That's my word. That's my word. Nighty-night, I'm all tucked in, thank you. And we'll catch you again. Go listen to Big Kev, go ahead. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay with me. If you want to get bored, but then again, that would put me to sleep. That would help me go to sleep. But then again, I don't know about that. All right, gentlemen.